Hello, Meghashyam, was the message to be sent on the WhatsApp group?
Am I audible now?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Rajesh, am I audible?
Yes, Meghashyam, you're audible. Can you hear me?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Let me just take a look. Dhruva, can you just put this so I see everybody? Okay, okay, perfect. Hi guys. Thank you. I have help. Tech help. My son uses it much better than I do. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the finals of Sabse Bada Rupaiya, the online open biz quiz. Let me just quickly tell Nambi to start the live stream as well. Arva, can you ping Nambi?
It's live already, Meghashyam. Continue, please.
We are live?
Yeah.
On the live stream. Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. So thank you, Nambi. And welcome to the finals of Sabse Bada Rupaiya, the business quiz, open business quiz here at Quiz Team Quiz Corp. Before we move on, a quick word of thanks to everybody who registered. A huge thanks and a shout out to Nambirajan Vannamalai, who's been our behind the scenes Deus Ex Machina for a lot of things, including the fact that this live stream is going out via his channel to everybody who's watching. So without any further ado, let's quickly move on and show you the rules for this final. 6 people who are going to be competing here in the grand finale. We had a very close elims. In the end, it really went down to the wire. And there was a person who lost out. Shout out to Saubhagya Jenna, a fine quizzer who lost out on a tie-break to Subrata Das. Subrata, of course, one of the ex-champions of Tata Crucible and a great quizzer in his own right. The grand finale will follow 3 rounds. So in this finale, we have Arjun Siva, who will be team 1 or table 1. Kapinjal Chaudhary, fresh off his successes at multiple forums in more number of quizzes in less number of days almost. Kapinjal will be at table 2. Table 3 will be Rajarshi Chanda. Rajarshi Chanda also off a good success at Shovik Das quiz yesterday. Rajiv Rai, old warhorse, emphasis on the warhorse, not on the old, will be team 4 or table 4. Team 5 will be Subrata. Subrata is at team 5 or table 5. And last but certainly not the least, Venki Srinivasan of Nexus and a great quiz master in his own right is at table 6.
So also a great quizzer, yeah. Why only quiz master?
A great quizzer is emphasized and very obvious. That means he's qualified here amongst all you greats. So that is a given. But yes, as Rajiv says, a great quizzer and a great quiz master. Thank you. My bad. There will be 32 questions spread across 3 rounds. 2 rounds of infinite bounds compounds, 12 questions each, clockwise and anti-clockwise. There's a buzzer round at the end, which we will do via buzzin.live. And you people, the finalists, will get a game pin after round 2. We will update you on the scores after round 1, round 2, and with 3 questions to go in the last round. The pounce will be only on WhatsApp. I'll give you a very short amount of time if you want to pounce. You don't need to say you're pouncing. Just send in your pounce to the number that you see on the screen. That is the number for the person who's checking the pounce. There will be buzzer tiebreakers to resolve the top 3 ranks. And the reason for that is how we have staggered the cash prizes. There are immediate cash prizes worth 2,000, 1,000, and 500 to the top 3 ranks in this final. The other 3 finalists will also get their entry fee plus a little more as a prize for making the finals. So that's why only the top 3 will go into a tiebreaker if any of them is tied with any of those 2. Round 1, these are your rules. Okay, I think Venki has not yet joined. Can you please join? Perfect. Venki has sent in the pounds. So Venki, can you hear me? Or is everybody able to unmute themselves and answer?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So let's flow.
Yep.
Welcome to round 1. 12 questions moving clockwise. Infinite bounds will be worth plus 10, no negatives. Points do not get conserved, which means that if there are 2 parts, the answers to which are Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid, you say Sachin Tendulkar and Saurav Ganguly. I move on without saying if one or any of those parts are right until I get both correct. Then the first person who said one part correct gets half. The person who says both parts correct gets the full points. So that's how it will flow. Infinite bounds will follow a format in which if there is no answer by any of the people on infinite bounds, for 2 questions, we will go back to the same person. The third question will go to the next person in queue. Pounce is worth plus 10 minus 5, and pounce will not be here. So please do not blurt out the answer here. Please send it directly on DM to the number that we have shared with you, and you will get the answers. I will announce the pounces and correct and incorrect points here. There are no part points on pounce. I will make that clear on the slides themselves. If all the rules are clear, wish you all the very best. Question number 1 to Arjun Siva at Team 1. Here it comes. In 2018, Jordan Sale, a graduate from UC Berkeley Haas School of Business, founded this startup to provide support to a certain demographic, also to underrepresented minorities as well, in the midst of their job negotiations. They claim to give their clients the intel to navigate tough career conversations and get treated fairly. That's the logo of the venture that you see there. I need you to tell me who or what is the target, the main target demographic of this company, of this venture, and exactly how did they get their name? Why are they named like that? Arjun, you will hold on. A quick 5 seconds. In case you're pouncing, please send in your DM. And once you send your DM, even if I see a deleted message, that will be counted as a negative. So please pounce only when you are very, very sure.
Meghashyam, I need to send the pounds with the team number or just...
No, she has the team number now. Just send it perfect. Just send it to the DM. Don't send it on the group. Pounce is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arjun, please unmute yourself and tell me the answer.
I'm going to guess that the target demographic is people who are in jobs where you can get tips, like wait staff, for example. And I think the startup gets its name because the minimum wage for people getting tips is 81 cents to the dollar in the US. So I think that's how.
Okay, so that's way below the minimum specified wage. Not really. We will move on to Kapinjal. Oh, lovely. Everybody has pounds. I can't move on. And let us take a look at those pounces now. Okay. So Arjun, slightly unfortunate in the sense that everybody else had the same answer, but yours. So the question will come back to you. I won't take it to anybody else. Let's take a look at the answer and see if you are on 0 and everybody is minus, or you are on 0 and somebody has scored. The target demographic is women, and the reason why it is called 81 cents is because in the year 2018, when this venture was founded, Females earned 81 and change to every dollar earned by the males. So that is why, and Jordan is actually she's a lady. That's why I deliberately left out that part to try and confuse, but it seems nobody is getting confused. So 10 points on the pound to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The good part of this is that the direct goes back to Arjun at team 1. There are 2 parts, no part points on pounds. What you see on the left is a fiery condiment known as enduja. It is from Italy's Calabria region, a spreadable cured meat made out of ground pork and pork fat mixed with hot and sweet pepperoncini. Pepperoncini is like the bhut jolokia of Calabria. Curvy, glossy red peppers that are a symbol of the region. Smoked over a wood fire for days and then aged for 2 to 18 months. These rich sausages range from mildly hot to blazing, depending on the peppers that were used. Enduja has 2 Italian nicknames. It is called the Red X for its vibrant color and thick consistency, and also called the poor man's Y because pepperoncini being added makes it a huge source of stimulating vitamin E. I want you to tell me what world famous brand names are X and Y. You will wait until the pounds is closed. This is a quick thing, only 2 brand names, closing pounds. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arjun, go ahead and give me the answer. Yes, Arjun.
No, I'll pass.
Okay, you're passing. Kapinjal has pounced. 3 has not pounced, so we will move on to table 3 and tell Rajarshi to give us the answer.
I'll keep it simple. I think it's Red Bull and poor man's Viagra.
Red Bull and poor
Red
man's Viagra. We will go to table 4. Rajiv, please go ahead.
So for the X, I'm looking here at Italian brand. So I'll go with red Nutella, the chocolate thingy that you put on bread.
Okay.
And poor man's Y, vitamin E. I'll go with the Marmite.
Marmite. So you're saying that this is a red Nutella and poor man's Marmite. Okay. Let us go on and talk to Subrata.
I pounced, no?
Oh, Subrata has pounced. Moving on to Venki.
I had the exact guess as Rajiv. So I will stick to Nutella for X and I will say stimulating vitamin E. Poor man's, I don't know, I'll say poor man's caviar.
Poor man's caviar.
Oh, you wanted a brand, sorry.
Okay. Venki is, but you said caviar, so we will stop it there. Venki is team 6. So it was a direct for Arjun. And let us take a look at whether we have any more. We don't have anybody else to go to. So let's take a look at the answer. 5 points to Kapinjal. Kapinjal very, very curiously for his... Okay, 10 points to Kapinjal, sorry. 10 points to Kapinjal. He got both parts correct. I really have no idea whether it is because frequent user, young man of both of them or 2 of them together or what else. So Subrata and Kapinjal both getting a perfect 10. Arjun, I believe, was the first person who said Viagra. So 5 points to Arjun.
Not Arjun. Arjun.
No, not me.
I said Viagra. Megashyam.
Rajarshi, sorry. Arjun didn't. So Rajarshi is saying Viagra, he gets 5. Not Red Bull, but Nutella. So Rajiv said Nutella, so he gets 5. And nobody else gets anything. If somebody had combined their answers, I would have given them a 10 on the bounds. So since Rajiv got the last points on infinite bounds, the next question will be for Subrata at table 5. In 2010, the US Census Bureau announced that out of the 270 detailed occupations listed in the 1950 census, only one entire occupation had been completely eliminated due to automation in the last 60 years. Excluding the occupations which were officially removed from the list due to factors like lack of demand, for example, boarding housekeepers, and technological obsolescence, for example, telegraph operators, which was the only occupation officially deemed to have been eliminated by automation in the US in the last 60 years. This is a direct for Subrata. Pounce is open for the next 5 to 7 seconds. So Subrata, please hold on. Pounce is now closed. Subrata, please unmute yourself and tell me the answer. Can you tell me who was pounced? Yes, Subrata.
Yeah, so I was having two guesses, but you says technological obsolescence is not.
Yeah, so technological obsolescence and lack of demand are already excluded from this answer.
Yeah, so I am guessing that this is the in the earlier movie halls, you had one guy who would be at the back end that room and would change the reels right after the movies. So because now those things do not come right now, the movies come in a digital form. I am guessing that that kind of that job has been eliminated. That
actual projector operator who used to fit in the reels and take out the reels.
Yes.
A nice guess, but no. We will move on to Venki.
Okay, I will. I will say that I will say this is something maybe related to the world of films. So probably people who used to physically hold up lines of dialogue and cues and things like that for actors to get prompted and so on, which is all kind of got automated right now.
Okay, and nowadays you have people like Johnny Depp having an in-ear piece so that they can be fed lines. Not really. I believe Arjun has pounced, so we will move on to Kapinjan.
Yeah, Meghashyam. So my guess would be, in the bowling sport, there's the pins. So the pin setters in bowling.
Okay.
Game.
So instead of that automated machine which brings the ball back and which is shown in many gangster films for threatening people by holding their faces or hands there, not really. We will go on to Rajarshi.
Yeah, I think I was also guessing on the cinema, so I will say it's the ushers and the usherettes in the cinema halls.
Okay, ushers in cinema halls. No, we still do have ushers. Rajiv has pounced, so has Arjun. So we reached the end of our bounce. So let's show you the answer. This is elevator attendant or lift operator or elevator operator. Both Arjun and Rajiv pouncing and putting that pounce to good use. So though they get 10 points apiece, nobody else gets points. So the question will go back to Subrata. There are two parts. If you're pouncing, I need both correct. Maharashtra's Ahmednagar district is famous for rose cultivation, with almost 50 villages involved in that trade. As a result, a certain famous location regularly receives at least 1 ton of roses daily, even more on weekends. Some of these roses are used to felicitate VVIPs. The rest used to be consigned to the trash until 2017, when an alternative was implemented. What you need to tell me is which place receives this deluge of roses daily, and to what innovative use, very apt innovative use, have the remaining roses been repurposed since 2017, thus quite literally giving a burning solution to a burning problem, converting trash into a popular commodity quite appropriate for being sold at that place. This is a question for Subrata. I'm closing pounce in next 5 seconds. So don't wait and say we are pouncing. Just directly send in your DMs. 3, 2, and 1. Subrata, please go ahead.
Okay, I am confused between the place, but I know the second part. So the second part is basically the burning solution is the incense stick, right? So the the trash of roses is converted into an incense stick and burnt that way. Now for the place, I actually have 3 guesses. I don't know which one to put.
Lovely.
So I will go with Ahmednagar, right? So so I will. Okay, I will go with this Sai Baba temple, right? That is there. So they basically put the rose ones there in Sai Baba for the different, to decorate the temple and all the idols and everything else.
So with Shraddha and Saburi, Subrata will get 10 points. This is obviously the Shirdi Sai Baba temple, and the burning solution is not literally burning the trash, but they convert it into incense sticks or agarbattis so that you can burn them, and they're sold to the devotees there. So 10 points to Subrata. Rajarshi had pounced with the full correct answer as well. They're the only two people who get points. And the next question will now go to Venki at 6. What you see is the logo of a company whose product finds use all over India. The company has a double-barreled name, one blanked out in yellow, the other blanked out in red. What I have blanked out in white is a giveaway thing from the tagline. You don't need to tell me what is blanked out in white. It is a very apt tagline, a heart for blank. It is a market leader in its segment in India, formed by a joint venture between an Indian company whose name has been blanked out in yellow and a Belgium-based world-famous brand whose name has been blanked out by the red splash. The Belgium company's name literally translates to blank for the world. Now, both these blanks are the same, incidentally. The blank in this tagline, the blank in this translation, as well as the white blank that you see in the current logo. In Latin, that is what it means, blank for the world. Each unit of the most popular product of this company, whose logo that you see, the JV, is guaranteed against manufacturing defects if you report that before starting to use the product. I want you to tell me which company is this, so your answer should contain a double-barreled name. And exactly how do they provide a copy of their replacement guarantee to every customer as a usable part of their product itself? 5 points apiece, no part points on pounce. Venki will hold for 5 seconds. If anybody is pouncing, the time to do it is now. That's 3, 2, and 1. I didn't think so. Nobody is pouncing. Pounce is now closed. Venki, all yours.
I have no idea, so I'm just going to make some random guess. I will say this is a company that makes I don't know, things like maybe playing cards and stuff like that. So I will say they provide a copy of the replacement guarantee by kind of putting the replacement guarantee on the obverse side of the card itself.
Okay.
And I don't know what the company is called.
Okay. So you're not answering the company, and you've given me an answer for how the replacement guarantee is provided. We will go to Arjun at 1.
No, I have no clue.
Okay, moving on quickly. Kapinjal at 2.
My guess would be, for the Belgium and.
Can you speak into the mic, Kapinjal? I can't hear you. Very low.
Hello,
Yeah.
Now, it's fine now. Okay. So, for the Belgian brand. It's
Past question will rush you. No, not right. Rajarshi.
No idea really. I'm just guessing for the Belgium brand. It's a brand of lights. It's a electric bulb.
Okay,
No,
and how, as a usable part of the product, do they give a copy of their replacement guarantee?
The guarantee is possibly imprinted on the bulb.
Okay, we will go to Rajiv.
I will go with Venki's answer. Sounds good because heart and spades. I'm saying these are playing cards, and the name of the Belgium company is Players. So the total name would be some Chellaram Players or whatever. And their warranty or their guarantee is on the Joker, right? They have those extra cards. One of them has it printed on that.
Okay, I understand.
Or sorry, on the Ace of Spades, maybe.
Okay, I heard something first, so I'm going to go with that when it comes to awarding or not awarding points. We will move on to Subrata for the last bounce.
I have no idea. I was also going for the card guess, but I guess that's been repeated enough. So.
Okay, no idea. So we will stop it here, and I will award 5 points to someone. This is indeed the third Joker. 5 points to Rajiv for saying the third Joker, because what Venki said was on the obverse of the cards, they provide maybe a replacement guarantee. The answer that I was looking for was the third Joker is a copy of the replacement guarantee. This is Parkinson's Carta Mundi. Carta Mundi is literally cards for the world, Mundi being world, Carta being cards. And Parkinson's Carta Mundi's tagline is a heart for cards. And this question comes to us courtesy my repetitive games of Gin Rummy with my son, who is quite an accomplished player himself. So that's a card from one of our decks.
I just realized I have this brand of cards and I did not know the brand name.
They are the most common, this thing. If you see 555 is actually their brand, and they claim that it is the most copied pirated brand of playing cards in India. It is originally there. 555 belongs to them. I guess they copied it from the cigarettes, but whatever. So
lovely question, Meghashyam. All of us have this. We have never noticed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. The next question, since Rajiv got 5 points, the next question will go to Subrata at 5. In a continent that has 48% of all available global reserves of a strategic and commercially important resource, the zone that you see on your screens demarcated in red has an especially high concentration of exploitable deposits of that same resource. While the Indian government's heightened focus on certain eco-friendly initiatives, what it has done is a new joint venture whose name, the operative part of their name will signify foreign minerals in Hindi. It has been set up between 3 central PSUs so that we have easy availability of this resource and we can also realize the objectives of import substitution. I want you to tell me 2 things. Simply, by what name is this zone that is demarcated in red known? I want a 2-word term, both words correct. And what ABLE acronym has been coined for this new joint venture that has been set up in India dedicated to this resource? This is a question for Subrata. Pounds is open for 5 to 7 seconds. No part points on pounds. I need a 2-word term and I need the acronym, which is very apt and very able for this joint venture. There is a clue. The name of the joint venture, the operative part means foreign minerals in Hindi. Is anybody pouncing? Nobody is pouncing. Pounce is now closed. Take it away, Subrata.
So I am guessing that. Okay, so I'm guessing that this area is known as the Amazonian Triangle because it looks like Chile, Argentina, Bolivia, and all of that.
Okay.
And apt acronym for the new company. So foreign minerals in Hindi is Videshi Khanij, right? Khani or something. Khanij, right? Something like that. So I'm using.
I'm just enjoying you pronouncing Hindi.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So minerals is Khanij, I think.
Okay.
And Videshi Khanij. So I'm guessing the acronym is VK or Vakha or something like that. Yeah.
So Bideshi Khanij like Bikha. So Desh Bikha, that kind of thing.
No, Vikas maybe something like Vikas, which is something for Vikas.
Yeah? Which all of us are waiting for. Okay. Yeah. So we will move on to Venki.
I will say this is called. I'm guessing the resource is copper, so I'm going to say this is called copper triangle.
Okay.
And
copper T for short.
Depends on what you want, but and for the other part, I will say. I don't know, some easy availability. No, I don't know. I'll just say Vicuna.
Okay, Vicuna, like the fine wool. Moving to Arjun. Pass question. Can you quickly give me a guess?
Pass.
Okay, moving to Kapinjan.
Yeah, so I will guess, like what Subhata says, said. So, I will just reverse the thing. Okay, so it will be like Khanij Videsh or something, right? Videsh like is a foreign.
Okay.
And Khani means, of course, Khanij is something which means mineral.
Okay. But we are looking for an, without saying right or wrong, I want an acronym basically.
Of course, as Venki also said, it is a copper, So, Hind copper or something, right? I don't
know. Okay, so you're going with it being a copper triangle, and you're saying the company could be Khanij Bidesh. So the acronym answer is what? What is the acronym part of your answer? No? Okay. We will move on because it's a past question after all. Rajarshi, yours.
Yeah. Purely guessing by Argentina and the nearby areas, I'm guessing that this is silver.
Silver, okay.
The place will be called Silver Triangle or Silver Triangle, and the acronym will be Videshi Dhatu, maybe Vidhatu, like Vidhata, Vidhatu.
Bharata Bhagya Vidhatu. I'm noting it all down and sending it to the headquarters, South Block, for use whenever necessary. Moving to Rajiv.
So for the first part, I'm thinking that these are minerals used in making solar cells and stuff like that.
Okay.
Maybe silicon, you have Silicon Valley, this might be the Silicon Triangle.
Okay.
And second one, Vikalang or something like that.
Oh, Vikalang.
Differently able Vikalang.
Non-com guess. Let me take a non-com guess.
One more and then we'll close.
Yeah, so I just realized it's Khanij Videsh. So it will be Khanij Videsh India Limited. So it's Kabil.
Kabil, yeah. Khanij Videsh.
Videsh, no? This is not Bengali ministry, yeah.
This is actually. Subrata, really nice. Wow. I wish I could give you points for this. Rajiv going close by saying this is for electric vehicles and solar cells. Yes, but we are looking for lithium, not silicon. So this area is called the lithium triangle. And
I debated between lithium and silicon, but Silicon Triangle sounded
exactly. Even I debated between lithium and copper before I went.
I actually forgot about lithium because Musk initiated this in Bolivia, right?
Yeah, Bolivia. So Nalco Hindustan Copper and Mineral Exploration Corporation together make up Khanij Bidesh India Limited. And because it is for an ability to achieve import substitution and have your own thing, its acronym is Kabil. So Subrata getting there a little too late. We will give him the chance to answer the next question. Nobody gets points. So
I had two directs, right?
Sorry?
I had two directs, right?
You had two directs on Bounce. Thank you so much for pointing
No, but
that
this
out.
is not the one where he failed to answer. This is because I answered one of them. I think so. Just check.
Okay. So then this is the second one, Subrata. You will get a direct. Rajiv had part points. So we only move on if it is nobody answering. For the first one, Rajiv had part points. Anyways, so I want two popular two-word terms, AB and XY. Okay. AB is an alliterative two-word term used to call attention to menstrual and feminine hygiene products, which constitute basic unavoidable necessities for women. And despite that, they are being subjected to government levies like VAT, etc. Unlike exemption status granted to other products which are considered basic necessities. The second term is XY. The lack of availability of sanitary napkins, as well as issues attached to menstruation like washing and waste management, turn menstruation itself into an expensive affair. Thus, not being able to afford any or all of them is popularly called XY, which is also a separate alliterative two-word term. I want you to tell me what are these two-word terms popular amongst the people who campaign for menstrual hygiene and menstrual freedom. What two-word terms are these, which have come into play because of the high cost of getting menstrual products and not being able to afford them, etc., etc. 5 points apiece, no part points. Pounce is open for 5 more seconds. And the two terms are independently alliterative. So all four words don't begin with the same letter. AB, the first letter of each word is the same. XY, the first letter is another same letter, not the same as AB. Pounce is closing and 3, 2, and 1. Subrata, all yours.
So I know one part. First part is tampon tax.
Okay.
The second part I'm guessing is period poverty. That is, you're not able to.
Saying one you know, which is tampon tax, and the second is period poverty, because that is the one word that has assiduously been avoided in that answer. The full 10 to Subrata, this is the tampon tax and period poverty. If you look at that infographic quickly, that is the amount of tax that some countries apply. Also, people like Canada and other places, zero tax, which is very creditable. We still have a long way to get there. 10 points on the Pounce to Venki as well. Not a single mistake in that guess that he sent. So how will we reward him? We will quickly give him the next direct. I want two words, alliterative again. This is the logo of an open source design for a low-cost device to provide daytime interior illumination for low-income homes. The idea is simple. A standard-sized transparent bottle filled with water plus a little bit of bleach added to it so that algae do not form inside, and the water is fitted in a hole in the roof, which is mostly thin in low-income homes. During daytime, the water inside the bottle refracts the sun's rays, giving light inside that home, which is mostly dark because it's a poor dwelling. If properly installed, these can last up to 5 years, giving the illumination which is equivalent to a 40 to 60 watt incandescent bulb. What two words have I blanked out on either parts of the word off, which is a reference to one, the bottle size. One word refers to the bottle size. The other word simply states the purpose of this device. This is a direct for Venki. I will close Pounce in the next 5 seconds. I want two words in that.
Is there a negative for Pounce? Sorry, is there a negative
plus
for
10
Pounce?
minus 5. Plus 10 minus 5. And even if one part is correct, other is wrong, you get a minus 5. Pounce is now closing in the next 5 seconds. 1, 3, and 4. So Arjun, Rajarshi, and Rajiv have pounced. Venki, take it away.
I'll guess liter of light.
Okay, because they normally use a 1 liter bottle.
1 liter
and
bottle.
what does the bottle do? It gives light. Liter of light will get the next 10 points. 20 on the trot now to Venki. 1, 3, and 4 also pick up 10. And the next question will go to Arjun at 1. Let's see if he can get another 10 points after that. Pounce. That person you see on the right, incidentally, is a guy called Arturo Moser. He is the Brazilian engineer who actually invented this contraption. And you can see how much it actually illuminates his workshop. Next question to Arjun. As pioneers and market leaders in insurance, Lloyd's of London is replete with stories of weird and outlandish covers, insurance covers, which have been issued through the years. From members of a whiskers club in Birmingham who insured their beards against fire and theft, to almost 60,000 people and counting who have insured themselves against the danger of being turned into a vampire or werewolf. One such story from the late 1960s is about X wanting to take out insurance to protect against losses in the event that extraterrestrial intelligence was discovered before a certain date. Lloyd's, by the way, refused to provide that cover. I want you to identify X for 5 points and just give me a broad idea with 4 or 5 keywords saying what date or event or occurrence was X, what did X want the policy to run? So X was saying that the policy has to run until something or something happens or so and so date.
I'm gonna go for Stanley Kubrick and 2001.
Just wait. Pounce. Is anybody pouncing?
I'm pouncing. Just typing the answer.
I will give you 3 seconds. Nobody else is pouncing, so pounce is closed. And Kapinjal has also pounced. So Kapinjal and Rajiv have pounced. Arjun, all yours.
2001 and Arthur C. Clarke.
So can you tell me in
the
the
Space
order?
Odyssey.
So
X is Arthur C. Clarke.
Okay.
And the date is 2001 for the Space Odyssey reference.
So the year 2001 is what he wanted to run it until?
Yeah.
So Arthur C. Clarke tried to take out this policy, and he said that if extraterrestrial intelligence is discovered before the year 2001, which is the year mentioned in my novel, then you should pay me something, right? That's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, we will move on to Rajarshi, who hasn't pounced. I think Kapinjal and Rajiv have pounced. So Rajarshi, all yours.
I actually had a very similar answer. Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
So do you want to dissimilarize it or move on?
I'll just say Stanley Kubrick for X or something.
Okay, and till what date or occurrence or event?
2001.
Any particular date in 2001?
No.
No.
I'll pass.
So Rajiv pounced. Subrata.
So I'm guessing it's Stanley Kubrick and 31st December 2001 because that would be end date, and after that they cannot do it. Right?
So after that, the thing is 2002. We don't really care.
Yeah.
Venki, yours.
I will say Stanley Kubrick for X, and the date or occurrence is the release of the movie, the theatrical release of the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey.
10 points. So the first person who said Stanley Kubrick was in fact, I think Subrata said Stanley Kubrick.
No, I said first.
Rajarshi said first. Okay. Arthur C. Clarke was Arjun. So 5 points to Rajarshi for saying Stanley Kubrick, and the full 10 to Venki for saying Stanley Kubrick and the release of 2001: A Space Odyssey, the movie, not the novel or Arthur C. Clarke. Rajiv Rai gets the full 10 on the pounce. Kapinjal had also pounced, and Kapinjal got a -5. There was an error in his answer. So that's +5 to, okay. So that's +5 to Rajarshi, +10 to Venki, +10 to Rajiv, and a -5 to Kapinjal. We will quickly move on and ask Arjun the next question. In the financial year 2018-19, The UK government's outlay on this was £67 million, a 41% increase in taxpayer terms. Supporters of this ongoing expense insist that it provides what they call excellent value for money. And they say that Britain's annual tourist revenues alone are boosted by approximately $550 million at last count due to this thing. For 5 points, what expense is this which goes out of the public exchequer in the UK? And no part points, both items need to be correct. What two commodities or items are most commonly used in the UK to illustrate this per capita cost so that it sounds less harsh than just saying pounds and pence? No part points. If you get one of the commodities wrong on pounds, you will get it wrong. This is a direct for Arjun. I'm closing pounds in the next 5 seconds. Do we have any pounces? Nobody is pouncing.
Can you just clarify the second part? I don't quite understand. Are most commonly used?
Okay, so when, suppose for example, I am a UK media person and I want to say that say for example, I'm an Indian media person and I want to say that for supporting Virat Kohli and his team shenanigans in Australia, we are spending some 500 crores, which works out to roughly so many rupees and so many paise for every Indian taxpayer.
Okay.
So instead of that, the Indian media would say that for sending Virat Kohli and his team to Australia, the Indian taxpayer typically pays as much as a bar of dairy milk each.
Oh, like that. Okay, got it. Thanks.
But we are looking at two commodities here.
Understood.
Right?
Thanks.
I hope that clarifies.
Yeah, thanks.
It's a convoluted thing for me to avoid saying whatever it is that should not be said. But I take it nobody is pouncing. So this is a direct for Arjun.
So I think the expense is the sovereign grant, what it costs to keep the royal family in the kind of lifestyle that they have. So the sovereign grant. I think the commodities, I won't get anything if I name just one, right?
No, you will not get, but you will not get a negative as well. So we have clubbed it together because one or the other is pretty obvious. And we know that they are always used either or, not any third. So I want both.
A pint and a Big Mac.
A pint and a Big Mac. Okay. So we will move on to a Kapinjal at 2.
Pass.
Moving on to Rajarshi at 3.
Yeah, too many guesses, so I'll just narrow down on one.
Now you're talking like Subrata Da. He knows so much that there are 3 answers to every question. Mera ek sawal, Subrata ke 3 jawab.
Okay, so I'll guess this is the maintenance and upkeep of the Buckingham Palace because that's one very key tourist attraction and that costs a lot to the taxpayer. But the taxpayers think that it's good value for money. So this is the Buckingham Palace. And commodities and items, I think one is a crown. No, it won't be a crown, sorry.
No, we will move on.
Most common, British icons would be a pint of beer.
Okay.
Maybe a Guinness, a pint of Guinness, and what's very British? Food. Maybe a steak, cost of a steak.
Rajiv.
I'll go with the first answer on this, which was the royal upkeep, not just Buckingham, but the overall the public outlay on their thing. And second part, I'll just go with either a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. It's cheaper than either of them per person.
Okay, one commodity is cup of tea, the other commodity is cup of coffee. Subrata.
Yeah, so I'm going also with the same thing. So it is basically the royal upkeep maintenance. So the tax that, rather the money that is needed for the maintenance of the royal family.
Okay.
And I am guessing that the 2 items are fish and chips because that is also
so lovely, very typically British.
You won't get fish and chips for a pound, yeah. It's an expensive dish.
Venki at 6.
Yeah, the outlay by the exchequer for the upkeep of the royal family, including all their residential dwellings and so on, including the Buckingham Palace
Okay.
and others which give those touristy revenue. The commodities I will combine and say are a pint of beer and a cup of tea. Beer
Okay,
and tea.
all of you high society snobs. Rajiv, maybe fish and chips is expensive because you eat it at expensive places now.
Wow.
So, no points to anybody other than Arjun, who gave me 5 points for saying the exact thing which it is called. It is called the sovereign grant, and the two common commodities are a pint of milk, not beer or anything else, and a loaf of bread. So they typically tell you that it costs only 2 pints of milk per taxpayer to upkeep, or a loaf of bread. So in fact, earlier it used to be a loaf of bread. They shifted to a pints of milk in the mid 2000s, and the headline said that the bread has become stale now, so we are moving to milk. So 5 points to Arjun for that. Nobody else getting anything. And the next question will go to Kapinjal. In 2019, a 6-year-old Arkansas student playing with a set of plastic green army figurines noticed a very obvious lack or absence and wrote letters to various toy makers stating that 1, a friend's parent was already known to be in the army, so ... And B, while the toy makers' army sets did come in another variant, neither was any of those variants the desired type which that student wanted, nor were real army personnel ever seen like that, whatever was the other variant that they came up with. Only one toy maker bothered to act upon the indignant letter. And so for Christmas 2020, the little letter writer has received two 36-piece variants of arguably the world's first ever army toys of a certain type. Exactly what is different about these new sets which this letter writer received for Christmas this year? Five seconds is all we will keep the pounce on. This is a direct for Kapinjal, and pounce is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pounce 1, 4, 5, and 6 have pounced. So it's basically Kapinjal, and if he misses, it is Rajarshi. Go for it, Kapinjal.
Yeah, so these are the world's first ever, army toys, for maybe girls, for females. So for females, we don't have much, like army thing for girls, like maybe for Girl Scouts and stuff. So Girl Scouts and stuff, or maybe a female in army. So my guess is girls.
So
Girls,
I want,
ladies.
without going into any of your earlier statements, because I don't want to give or take away any hints, I need you to tell me exactly what is different about these new sets.
So basically, these new sets, have a toy which is a woman or a lady, army.
Okay, so these new sets have a toy which is actually a woman in the army.
True.
Enough for me will get you 10 points. Instead of this was a girl who wrote to all the toy makers, plastic army men are always what are made. These are the world's first ever plastic army woman figures. So all of them, and in a very nice touch, there is a army dog as well as a very, very nice stretcher also. And if you just look at what came on your screen just now, there's a very beautiful tribute in the form of a figure which looks like Rosie the Riveter as well, which was one of the most beautiful symbols of woman power as related to the war that happened when women contributed so much. So 10 points to Kapinjal on the bounce. On the pounce, there was 1, 4, 5, and 6, all of whom picked up 10. So the next question will go to the only person who missed out on this. I guess he also had the same answer as Kapinjal. Rajarshi, this is okay. This is not a question. This is the girl who wrote to the people, and she said that my friend's mom is in the army, so I know that women soldiers are there. And you make pink versions of the men's soldiers. No army soldier ever wears pink. So it's not acceptable. So moving on, this is the last question of the clockwise round. We have made good time after that fiasco at the very beginning of the quiz. So we will quickly move on. This is a question for Rajarshi. You will remember this is a quick tribute question in a way that the first ever obligatory question for this quiz announcement was about the reason why Fiskars have orange handles. So I said, let's finish one round with a Fiskars question. Over 1 billion pairs of the iconic Fiskars orange handled scissors have been sold worldwide since their 1967 launch. Technology-driven and automated high-quality standards and control guarantee that only the finest first-class blades leave the famous Bilnas factory in Finland. However, in spite of all that technology, there are still 2 manual tests, final manual tests that each and every pair of scissors has to undergo before it is pronounced okay for sale as a Fiskars scissors. One is by cutting fabric, which is considered to be the most challenging material in the scissors trade, because they say that nothing really blunts the sharpness of a blade as fabric does. What is the other mandatory test that is conducted? Other manual test which is mandatorily conducted on each and every pair of scissors that leaves the Fiskars factory. This is a direct for Rajarshi. 5 more seconds and we will close Pounce. Rajiv has already pounced and Pounce is closing in 3, 2, and 1. Nobody else is pouncing. So Rajarshi, all yours.
Yeah, so just guessing what the other material could be. So my guess is cardboard or paper, thick paper, because that can also be challenging for us.
So you're saying one is cutting fabric, the other mandatory test is cutting cardboard or paper. Moving on to Subrata.
So I am guessing that this is not a cutting test. This is a alignment test, as in if both are cutting in the same direction. Because if they do not cut, it will basically, overlap each other and it will not cut properly.
And how will you ascertain that manually? By cutting something.
So basically, yeah, they cut. I'm guessing they cut thick hair because thick hair can also, change the alignments if it is not done properly.
And which is how Anil Kapoor got that sleek look which we saw on Instagram earlier. No, not really. We will go to Venki.
Anil Kapoor needs a lawnmower.
All right. I am going roughly on the same track. That this is a kind of alignment or quality test, nothing to do with cutting. So the manual test is probably inserting your thumb and your index finger in the two top ends of the scissor and seeing if there is like a kind of correct fitment of that in some way. So maybe the bigger one is supposed to fit your thumb entirely and your index finger is supposed to go through the smaller hole completely. And if that's complied with, then it's the product is fine, something like that.
Understood. Lots of NSFW jokes which could be made on the last part of what you said, but we did not do that. There has been enough and more NSFW in this quiz, which we did not want. Arjun, up to you now.
I think the second test is the sound. It's just run without cutting anything, and the sound that comes from the friction between the two blades is what they test for.
What a beautiful answer. That is the answer that I was looking for. 10 points to Arjun. They actually, if you take a good Fiskars scissor and you cut it, there's a distinctive metallic snip which will come up. And that snip is what they check for manually. Each and every scissors is checked. Unfortunately, a minus 5 to Rajiv, who said that you have to fit your the two fingers which you normally use for cutting into the handle holes and see that if it fits. I don't know whether this will play because I'm on another device after that fiasco. There's a small video which 1 billion scissors when Fiskars came out with.
I need not the pounds sitting next to the direct.
This is that you will hear it in between.
No, I don't think you're sharing the sound from
sound.
Yeah. Video, but no sound. Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. So basically, the sound is what I was looking for. I will be sharing this PPT with all everybody who participated, so that in that you can get to see. It's a beautiful video. 10 points to Arjun, minus 5 to Rajiv, who pounced, and as it turns out, he says needlessly, but that's okay. One part of this quiz is done. Let us quickly tell you the scores and move on to round 2. let's take a look at the scores. So I'm going to go in the order of seating because you can make out for yourself. At 1 is Arjun on 45 with that 10 points which he picked up. Kapinjal is on 25. Rajarshi following hot on Arjun's heels with 40 points. Rajiv, even with that -5, is leading with 55. And neck, just 5 points behind Rajiv and only 5 points ahead of Arjun are both Subrata and Venki on 50 points apiece. So thank you very much, Arwa. My better half is doing the scoring, the Chitragupt and the pounds for this round. And for the past 5 years, I've made sure that she has not had a chance to say no to keeping score. So those are your scores. As you can see, nothing really to it. Everybody is in the game. So we will quickly move on. And round 2, 12 questions anti-clockwise, the same format except for 15 points and no negatives, and plus 15 and minus 10 if you get a pounds wrong. We will begin with Venki at 6. If everybody is ready, Venki, here's your question. In October 2014, as part of the rehabilitation of the historic Porto Novo district in Milan, which is arguably the richest business district in Europe, 900 trees, 5,000 shrubs, and 11,000 perennials and ground cover were added to the teeming center of Milan, which is the Porto Novo district. This greenery, which is the equivalent of 10,000 square meters of forest, converts approximately 44,000 pounds of carbon per year, in addition to attracting lots and lots of new bird and insect species to the city. Plain and simple, what is unique or special about this afforestation initiative? And afforestation is slightly in quotation marks, so please take it under advisement. This is a direct for Venki. Pounds is open for the next 5 seconds. If you pounce, I'm just looking for a few operative words. I don't need a proper noun. Just 3 or 4 keywords will get you points if you are pouncing. Let me remind you, it is now plus 15 and minus 10 on the pounds, plus 15 and no negatives on the direct.
Sorry, the pound scores have changed, is it? Sorry, I didn't catch that. There are more
No
points for... Okay.
This is the quickly a look.
Okay. Stakes have increased overall. Okay.
Stakes have increased slightly, yes.
Can I take back pounds? Take back pounds. I did not know that.
Why?
Minus 10 हो जाएगा. हम take back कर लेता हूँ. ये पता नहीं था. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Since somebody else, only this is the last one and only this thing in the entire quiz. I'm letting you withdraw your pounds, Subrata. I don't even know what you have pounds because she's looking at it. And right or wrong, you will find out when you come to it. But as of now, I take it nobody has pounced. Oh, Arjun has pounced. And Kapinjal has also pounced. Wow. So only these 2 teams will have their pounces counted. Venki, all yours.
Okay. Just a guess. I will say that this entire greenery, this afforestation as you call it, has not been done on land terra firma per se. It's been done on unused spaces. And since you're saying it's the richest business district, I will say maybe skyscraper tops and things like that, which are completely typically left vacant or unused. Maybe this entire afforestation has been done on that.
Okay, so in the business district, whatever buildings, existing buildings had unused terraces or stuff, they just went and put all these things there. Arjun has pounced, so has Kapinjal. Rajarshi, passing to you.
Yeah, I have the same guess.
No, you're right. Hold on. 6, 5, 4, right?
We are reversing. Reversing, my bad. We are reversing. So Subrata, who withdrew pounds, to you.
Yeah, so my guess is also the same only. So I am saying that this is not, a plain afforestation, but it is a vertical afforestation, where in the buildings itself, you have basically created the entire thing, as in in whatever buildings that you are creating in there, right? In there itself, you are basically, adding the trees and everything else. So while the building grows, the forest is also growing in that. So it is basically the concept of a vertical forest.
Okay, we will go to Rajiv.
I think these two people are on the right track because in the center of Milan, there is no space for 10,000 square meters of forest. Building, so now where in the building? Maybe these trees are, going to shrubs and trees. These are going to jut out horizontally from the vertical surfaces of the building. So it's like a forest that is looking horizontal rather than a normal vertical forest.
Okay, so fair enough. Rajarshi is still to pounce, I believe. Rajarshi hasn't pounced. So Rajarshi, over to you.
I have the same answer. Let's see if I can improvise. It's as Venki and Subrata said, they are using the office space, essentially the rooftops for the trees, maybe the side walls for all the creepers and all the shrubs. Try to control the square foot and square inch of the concrete jungle because there's not much of open space for vegetation.
Fair enough. So 2 and 1 have already pounced. I'm going to use my discretion and award points after showing you the answer slide because one of the answers had a couple of key words which I wanted, as well as it had more of the spirit that is implied in that answer. Let us show you that answer. Yes, you are asking something. Okay. 15 points to Subrata because it is called the world's first ever vertical forest, and it is not in unused spaces or terraces of the existing buildings. This is a building called Bosco Verticale, which literally translates to vertical forest in Italian. And this is how they are not just on terraces, but the entire 2 buildings, every available inch of space on the exterior has been filled with trees. There are 900 trees and bushes and perennials and so on and so forth. So 15 points to Subrata for getting the answer majorly right with all the words that I wanted. Arjun at 1 also gets 10. So does Kapinjal. So 15 points to Kapinjal, Subrata, and Arjun. This was on the pass, which got awarded to Subrata. So the next question, reversingly, will go to Rajiv. Rajiv, this is your question. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Japan suffered a 99% drop in foreign visitors since closing borders in April 20. As the country gears up now in anticipation of a gradual return of tourists by early 2021, highly optimistic if you ask my personal opinion, but hey, the era of social distancing is seeing a certain hospitality model being unexpectedly favored by health-conscious travelers. In these establishments, check-ins are either automated or involve minimal human interaction. The room is usually chosen via a smart screen. The menus are QR coded, so you are not really giving your order to a human being. And room service leaves all the ordered food, drinks, etc. in an enclosed entryway adjoining the room, rather than handing them to the guests directly. And all this is from pre-COVID times, mind you. Which uniquely Japanese hospitality model are we talking about? And I need an exact 2-word answer in English if you are pouncing. This is a direct for Rajiv. For the last question, one of the things that I've always admired about Rajiv's answers over these years has been the fact that so many of them are prefixed with because when you go there, you see this. That's how well traveled he is. We noticed that in the Milan answer as well. I'm certainly hoping that he will prefix when I went there to this as well. But this is on the pounce for everybody. Is anybody pouncing? 1 and 6 have pounced. I am closing pounce now.
So when I was in Tokyo, I did not go and stay in these places because in those days these were looked down upon. These are those single bed cylindrical kind of structures where you go in and you sleep in that. It's great for social distancing, and they are called, I think, love hotels.
Okay, so your answer is love hotels.
Yeah.
Everything else was not really worth points. Saying love hotels, which is the model, will get you points. What you were talking about earlier while describing it are pod hotels. They are actually called pod hotels. Thank God you did not say pod hotels anywhere in your answer. The hospitality model is love hotels. These are two. One is a oceanic theme and the other is a UFO theme. These are actual existing love hotels in Japan. And I was wondering whether what you would say as a prefix. But anyways, 10 points to Rajiv for getting this answer.
Isn't it worth 15 points now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kalpana. 15 points. My wife is on the buzzer there. She already told me. 15 points to Rajiv for getting love hotels correct. Minus 10 to both Kapinjal and to both Venki and Arjun. Venki went with coffin hotels, which is basically what those pod hotels are disparagingly called. Arjun went with robot hotels, which is also not what we are looking for. So plus 15 to Rajiv, minus 10 to the two ends of the table, 6 and 1. Next question to Rajarshi. This 31-year-old CEO of an iconic brand says that only 2% of family-owned businesses worldwide remain in family hands till the 4th generation, which he is. And that figure drops to 0.73% for the 5th generation, which is the wafer-thin margin he says that he is playing with. Speaking about his brand's rigid adherence to quality and honesty, his go-to story is about his great-grandfather once telling his grandfather, "Stop the business the day you feel like adding blank to the blank." For 7 points, just tell me this chap's last name. And for another 8 points, you will tell me both the words, no part points in that one, which have been blanked from the last line. If anybody is pouncing, I need 3 correct answers, a last name and 2 words. This is a direct for Rajarshi. Is anybody pouncing? 1 and 5 have pounced. I'm closing pounce in 3, 2, and 1. Rajarshi, take it away.
Yeah. So I think the blanks, just guessing, this is a factory which produces milk products. So the blanks are milk, water to the milk, maybe.
Okay.
And the chap's last name, think it's Chitle.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Chitle of Pune.
You think right? This is Chitle Bandhu Mithai Wale. This is Indranil Chitle, who you see in the green shirt. And it is because of mathematics problems like this, which you see on the right, that people in India feel that adding water to milk is okay. So he says that my great-grandfather said, get out of the business the day you feel like adding water to the milk. So this, in fact, was what you see in the background. What you see in the background is an automated assembly line for Bakarwadi production. What you see in the back is Bakarwadi. That white is just the person who took the photo and posted it, was not important to the question. So 15 points to Rajarshi. He got there via a circuitous route, but he will get 15. On the pounds, there is 15 points to 1 and 5. So Arjun and Subrata also picking up 15. The next question is for Kapinjal, who is famously been called the Rafael Nadal of biz quizzing in India. So, Mr. Nadal, this is all yours. 2 parts again. Between 2015 to 19, more than 800 manual scavenging workers died while cleaning septic tanks and sewer lines across India. A new central government amendment seeks to end this hazardous practice by making mechanized cleaning mandatory in such spaces. A 24/7 national helpline will also be set up to report violations. Further, and this is the key part, the amendment says that in all official usage, we will replace a certain word or term X, which is commonly associated with the first step in the performance of these activities. And the reason why those italics are there is because they are slightly cluey parts of the question. They seek to replace in official usage a certain word or term X with the newly minted term Y, thus very obviously sending a message that all cleaning will now be mechanical and not manual. What are the two terms X and Y? And there are no part points even on the direct. Pounds never has part points, but this one, because it is so obvious if you hit the right length, no part points on the direct as well. This is for Kapinjal. I will keep the pounds open for 3 more seconds. Do we have any pounces? 4 and 6 have pounds. So Rajiv and Venki literally duking it out to make sure nobody gets a nose in front. Pounds is now closed. Kapinjal, over to you.
Yeah, so my guess would be, the derogatory term is over here is, a manhole. So manhole will be replaced by machine hole. That's it.
As simple as that. Manhole will henceforth be replaced by machine hole in all official communication, so that not even in your wildest dreams will you think it is appropriate for sending a human being down that hole. So 15 very, very good points to Kapinjal and 15 points to Venki as well. A minus 10 to Rajiv, who went with something, I don't know what Rajiv went with. So he went with manual scavenging and automated scavenging. That is implicit in the question itself. We're looking for a word or term. That's a minus 10 to Rajiv. Venki is quietly licking his lips at the thought of that. But let us quickly move on with a question to Arjun, which is the next question on the direct. This European conglomerate, whose offerings cover products and services ranging from locks, doors, gates, and entrance automation, all of which have boomed in this past COVID pandemic thing, was founded by the merger of 2 companies, X and Y, in 1994. Interestingly, both X and Y have similar backstories. X is simply an acronym standing for the founder's name, last name again, and the founder's name again. So it's the first name, last name, first name. And by a freak quirk of coincidence, the name of the company Y comes from a contraction of a bilingual name, which literally means Limited Lock Factory Limited. Which global group, which has over 48,000 employees and operations in more than 70 countries, has this beautiful nomenclature backstory? And I will necessarily need both X and Y in your answer, in the direct as well as the pounds. This is a direct for Arjun. I will give 5 seconds for anybody who wants to pounds. This is something which I stumbled upon while I was making another question. And this was simply too beautiful for somebody like me who relies upon working out stuff rather than knowing them, because I know a little less. But it seemed too beautiful not to ask in such a August finals gathering. Pounds is now closed. Arjun, over to you. Kapinjal has pounds.
There are no part points, right? Even for direct?
There are no part points, but you can
Even for direct.
Hey, Meghashyam, I also pounced.
Yes, Rajiv. I think I missed it while saying Kapinjal and Rajiv have both pounced. This is now a direct for Arjun. You can have one name which has an interesting quirk. You can have another which has got another interesting quirk. It is not often, I think this is the only one of its kind where you have a company which both the parts have the similar or same kind of backstory for name. Okay, Arjun, I need an answer. No negatives.
I'll go with Assa Abloy.
Okay. And what does Assa Abloy do? You think they work in all these things?
Like generally locks and accesses and...
We'll get you 15 points. Assa Abloy it is. Assa is simply August Stenman August. Abloy is a bilingual term because the 2 companies which came together to form Abloy were Swedish and Finnish. So it means Limited Lock Factory in Swedish, which is Ablasfabriken, and Lock Factory Limited, which is Lukkotedas Oy in Finnish. Very, very nice answer. 15 points to Arjun, 15 points to Kapinjal and Rajiv. So very, very nice, Rajiv, making up for that rare blip on the pounds. The next question will go to Venki at 6 Venki, here's your question. These are three images. Some key parts I have blanked out only on the leftmost image. On the two right images, nothing has been blanked out. In 1963, X, which is a brand, created a handful of very special cars strictly for drag racing. In addition to big race-tuned V8 engines, these cars employed extreme weight-shaving body components, none more crazy than the two pictures of the chassis that you see on the right. The chassis had 120 to 130 large diameter holes punched in the actual rails in a desperate attempt to take off a few more pounds and make the car faster in that quarter mile of drag racing. Famed Motor City journalist Roger Huntington took one look at the chassis when this came out and coined the rather obvious nickname that came to mind. He called these YZ cars. Y and Z are two words that these cars carry to this day. I want the now defunct brand X, legendary brand in its time, which shares its name with the city in Michigan where the cars were originally produced. That will get you 7 points. What is the nickname YZ, two-word term? That will get you 8 points. If you ask me, with the clues and the visuals, this should be 15 points going begging for everybody. This is a direct, there are no part points if you pounce. This is a direct for Venki at 6. Nobody is pouncing, which is surprising. I put in that city in Michigan clue so that somebody would actually make a shot at it because I thought the second part was so obvious. But pounce is now closed. Venki, all yours.
I have absolutely no idea. For the nickname, I'm going to say, you want us to concentrate on both visuals in the 2 and 3, is it? In the middle and on the right?
Yes. So for the second part, which is YZ, the two-word term, these are two different views of the same thing. So one you see balanced on the forklift, there is a long shot of the chassis or rails as they call it in the US. And the one on the right most is a close-up of the same thing.
Okay.
And yes, I want you to concentrate on these two if you want to arrive at the answer YZ. The leftmost is just how the car used to look for drag racing. That's how it was produced.
Okay.
Pounce has closed, so you can go ahead.
Okay, I don't know. I'll say machine gun for YZ.
Okay.
And for the brand, which is a city in Michigan. Sorry, nothing comes to mind. I'll pass.
Okay, not taking any brand name, just for the heck of it as well. Okay, Subrata, passes to you.
No idea. I'm just guessing. The brand is Dodge. I have no idea about the.
Okay. You are really going to regret, all of you who are saying no idea and letting it pass. Over to Rajiv.
So the biggest city in Michigan which makes cars is Detroit. So I'll just go with Detroit for the brand name. And the nickname, these are like, punch hole cars. You're taking a punch and stapling.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Rajarshi, Auto God, not pouncing.
This is really embarrassing. I don't know this one. I would say
-5 to you for not pouncing, Rajarshi, already.
I'm guessing YZ is cheese block because these look like, the whole look like blocks of cheese.
Okay.
And Michigan, of course, Detroit is the first thing that comes to names. I will say X is Detroit and YZ is cheese block.
Okay. Kapinjal.
Yeah, so, Rajiv said for X, I would say Detroit only. For YZ, I've got some different guess, you said drag race and everything, right? So my guess would be Roadster. So maybe this is the first ever before.
YZ is Roadster.
Yeah, YZ.
Okay. And X is Detroit, you're saying?
Yeah.
Arjun, over to you. Last on the bounce.
So YZ is Swiss cheese.
Okay.
For the holes.
Okay.
And I don't know I don't know what the city name is, but the brand is Pontiac. So I don't know if Pontiac is also a name of a city in Michigan, but I'll just go with Pontiac Swiss cheese. Actually, I don't even know if it's defunct or not, but
you
Pontiac
don't even know whether it is defunct. You don't even know whether it is a city in Michigan, but you will go with it and you will get 15. This is Swiss cheese Pontiacs. If nobody had said Swiss cheese, I would have used my discretion and given 8 points to Rajarshi for saying cheese block. But Swiss cheese is the cheese that has got holes in it, and the one used in most cartoons of Tom and Jerry as well. So a full 15 really, really good points to Arjun. These are called the Swiss cheese Pontiacs, and yes, originally made in Pontiac, Michigan, which is the city named after the Ottawa chief named Pontiac. Beautiful answer, Arjun. One of the answers of the quiz. The next question will go back to Venki, who will perhaps smile a little, and that will take away the pain of not getting this. This is a poster from Houdini's act called the Chinese water torture cell. More than just a magician, Houdini was also an actor, aviator, amateur historian, and a very astute businessman to boot. While the rest of you read through this question, one request which has come to me on the larger YouTube channel where people are watching. Please, everybody, can you keep your hands under your chin or something on display so that we can see it? Because I know all of you personally, but like they say, justice should not just be done, it should be shown to be done. So you can steeple your hands under your chin, or you can put them to the side of your face like Professor Xavier doing some tricks, but please keep both hands visible. Moving on, more than just a magician, Houdini was also an actor, aviator, amateur historian, and a very astute businessman as the bottom line. One of his best known escapes was the Chinese water torture cell, in which his ankles were locked into a frame, tangled upside down over a tank of water, lowered head down into it, and then locked in place. Records show that before going on to perform this trick in front of packed audiences of thousands of people in the UK and US, Houdini gave a single performance of the trick as a one-act play in England before an audience of just one person. Explanation, some keywords, exactly why did the legendary performer do this strange thing? This is a direct for Venki. Pounce is open for 5 to 7 seconds, because if you're pouncing, you will need to type out at least 7-8 words. I'm looking for 2 or 3 key things in that. So a sentence preferably. Everybody, all 6 finalists, please keep your hands visible at all times. I think one of the pains of online quizzing has been this: even if you're not using unfair means, people have used it in the past, and now everybody is looked at with the same needle of suspicion. I'm sorry, but that's how everybody perceives it. Yes, a pounce is now closing in 3, 2, and 1. To nobody's surprise, Rajiv has put in a pounce. I don't know whether it is right or wrong, but Venki, take it away.
Okay. Again, making a guess, I will say that this had some kind of an insurance angle.
Okay.
Basically, he wanted to kind of ensure this act that he did, just in case something untoward happened, so that his whoever he nominated would get the money in case something happened or whatever.
Not insurance. So I will cut you short and move on, because we are past 9 o'clock already, and we will need another at least 15 to 20 minutes to finish off the buzzer round as well. So moving on to Subrata.
Yeah, I know this. So this is, I think, so a lot of things that would happen in most of these magic tricks is that other people would copy it, right? And so Houdini did this basically trick to use this so that he could show it to one person. So there was proof that he did it, so that he could copyright this trick and nobody else could imitate it later on, right? So, and the one person was there because he would act as the evidence. He said that, no, what is the proof of this thing happened or something like that.
Okay, why not simply patent the trick and mechanism then?
Patent the trick or mechanism? As in, so copyright would involve a proof or something like that, right? Patent is a device or something. This is something that you are doing yourself, right? So it is like what do you call it? I mean, it's a practice rather than, I mean, if he says that when you're doing a patent, that basically involves a mechanism, right? And if he says that I'm using a mechanism, then people would say, then what is then you are tweaking something, right? Then it would not come up as this thing. So that is why it came as a copyright, because only he could do it, nobody else, right?
I see. Rajiv has pounced. Rajarshi. Past question,
Yeah.
so we will move it along slightly quickly.
Yeah. So 2 options have been eliminated. So I will say this is to get a license to perform in England. He performed before the royal family, the king.
Moving on to Kapinjan.
Yeah, so I would like to build on what Subrata said. So most of his acts were being copied. Okay, so for the a copyright is a term maybe you're looking for, which Subrata didn't say. So for a copyright, in
Subrata did say copyright, by the way. So
did
he did say copyright.
Yeah, so a copyright is the word maybe you're looking for. So he wanted to obtain a copyright for his acts.
Okay, that is essentially what Subrata also said. He used the word copyright. Moving to Arjun.
I had the same guess really. So
Okay.
I'll change it by saying patent.
So he wanted to patent it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use my discretion and award 15 points to Subrata because he used the word, he wanted to copyright it by performing it once so that it could say that only he could do it. Rajiv had pounced and got the full answer correct with what you will see on the slide, which is indeed extraordinarily, it shows the depth of what he reads and where he reads it. Let's take a look at the answer.
You have to give out the details exactly in public domain.
15 points to Rajiv. That's why I tried to push Subrata into saying that if I could, because he was so there. But anyways, 15 points to Rajiv, 15 points to Subrata. A copyright would say that the performance, the act has been copyrighted. The patent would mean that he would need to show diagrams and reveal the secrets of his mechanism. And then anybody could just slip a little money to the patent office and copy it. So plus 15 to Rajiv on the bounce, 15 to Subrata on the bounce. The next question will go to Rajiv again because he was on the bounce for this one. Last 5 questions before we go to the buzzers. Recently, Sainsbury's hurriedly removed a mug from sale following calls from certain campaigners. One of by campaigners, I mean activists or campaigners, right? One of a Roald Dahl theme series, the pound 550 blue and 555.50 blue and white mug was printed with a beautiful quote from the book Matilda, which said, the entire quote was, when at last the germ of a brilliant idea hit her, she began to expand on it and lay her plans with the same kind of care the Duke of Wellington had done before the Battle of Waterloo. This is the full quote from Matilda. The problem arose because the printing on the mug was a shortened version, plus it was split up by using different fonts for some of the things that they had printed. So the problem arose because not only because the full quote wasn't printed, they took a little out of that quote and printed it, and also because they used different fonts, 2 different fonts for the 2 things that they had printed. This is a direct for Rajiv, and open on the pounds for 5 seconds. If you can zero in on the why, you will automatically know what kind of activists or campaigners protested. We have a pounce from one person. I think Subrata has pounced. Right? Sorry, Kapinjal has pounced. Pounce is now closed. Rajiv, all yours.
So I'm saying that this is the campaign about, promoting vaccine and the fact that it is safe to use. When they wrote this on the cup, they would have put that germ, and germ hit her, and that was a Waterloo or something like that. So it's showing as if it is causing death or rather defeat rather than actually having the other way around. So it created the negative communication.
Okay. So you're saying that this has to do with vaccine and germs is what caused the entire thing. Okay. Yeah, just give me a minute while I turn it around and I put it on charging. Moves across to Rajarshi.
No guess, actually, no idea really. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing some of the words because it was shortened. Some of the key words got missed out, so it must have read like the germ hit her and she lay her plans and Waterloo or something like that. So basically what happened is only some of the words like germ and hitting her, and it meant the germ infected her. So that's why there was a protest.
So what kind of activists were these?
I'm guessing these were probably the anti-vaccine activists.
We will move on to Arjun because I think Kapinjal has pounced. Arjun, all yours.
No, I don't think I can add on to what Rajiv and Rajeshri have said.
Okay, Venki.
Okay, I'll say splitting it up into different lines ended up, splitting words, creating grammatically incorrect sentences and things like that, with things like placement of commas and so on. So I'll say these campaigners are basically campaigners who or activists who campaign for the usage of correct, what you might call grammar Nazis, people who campaign for correct grammar, punctuation usage and so on. Because of the odd way in which it was printed, and this would probably go to kids, they objected to it, saying this will kind of communicate the language in a wrong fashion.
Things that can happen only in England, right? The only kind of good Nazi parade is a grammar Nazi parade. Nice explanation, but not what we were looking for.
Venki, eat shoots and leaves on that question.
Eat shoots and leaves on that. Subrata, over to you.
Yeah, I have a different creative answer. So my answer is that, so basically there is a lot of issue with the COVID and people of different races not getting similar kind of care, right? Like blacks are not receiving equal care than others. Right. So basically, I think that this is the Black Lives Matter as a whole has taken over, right? Okay. And these are the Black Lives Matter, people who are protesting against this. And so basically, they are saying that the different fonts reflect the different kinds of people, right? And this is the germ and the same kind of care, right? Those are the two words I think which are in focus, because if you are hit by the germ, you do not receive the same kind of care based on your race and anything else.
Which is right in principle that yes, same people don't get the same care, but not the answer here. It was a direct for Rajiv, so we have finished the cycle. Let us take a look at the answer. Kapinjal pouncing and giving it correctly down to the T. This is people campaigning against domestic violence because the way they just took a brilliant idea hit her, and the way it looked was a brilliant idea hit her. So domestic abuse and domestic violence, activists said that you cannot really do this. They made Sainsbury's withdraw this range. And of course, you can see that how synopsizing something gets totally twisted out of context. So 15 good points on the pounds to Kapinjal. Nobody answered. So the second question on the trot will go to Rajiv. Question number 9, just fill in the blank. In November 2020, certain international relations were quite literally in a pickle when the Swiss-based International Organization for Standardization, ISO, posted new regulations for the making of pao kai or pao chai. I don't know how it is pronounced. A dish from Sichuan. It called China's, so I have just omitted a word there. So somebody called China's claim their latest bid for world domination. And social media users on both sides soon jumped into the fray, rekindling a decades-long feud that encompasses everything from fishing rights in the Yellow Sea to a K-pop band member who recently commented about the role played in a famous conflict. perhaps reminiscent of a certain sweet controversy in India. It is like
you only want the blank, right? Nothing else.
I just want the blank. This controversy has been dubbed the blank war. Fill in the blank and please wait, Rajiv.
As in the controversy in India, right? You want the controversy in India, or do you want the cow pie?
Not at all. This controversy, which has been dubbed the blank war, the entire description is above, will remind you of a certain sweet controversy in India. The blank has got nothing to do with the controversy in India. But this entire situation is very, very similar to a certain sweet controversy in India. Let me make that clear.
But that is not, to be clear, that is not referenced in the answer, right?
No. The blank has got nothing to do with either India, with either the Indian controversy or with sweet controversy. It is just that this entire situation is like that sweet controversy. So this is a direct for Rajiv, and there's a pounce only from team 5 and 6. So both Subrata and Venki have
Shams just want the blank, right? Shams, you just want the blank, right?
I just want the blank. I'm closing pounce. Pounce is now closed. Take it away, Rajiv.
So I have a guess. Sichuan is the place with all those hot chilies and all the stuff they do with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go that this is ISO regulation on the hotness. Maybe they make the pickles with it. So this is the pickle war.
Okay, so I know I'm bad at text, but I wouldn't really keep pickle in the question if it was a part of the answer as well.
Oh, you have pickle in Italian.
And you are really not allowed to say I have a guess. You have to say when I... Moving on to Rajarshi. I don't think Rajarshi has pounced. So Rajarshi, fill in the blank.
Yeah. So the controversy in India was the Rasgulla war between Odisha and West Bengal, where West Bengal was the first to file for the GI tag. In that same sense, since the Rasgulla is a dumpling, basically, a ball of cheese, cottage cheese, is the dumpling war.
Okay. I'm willing to bet that Kapinjal, if he gets a chance, he will put it the other way. The Rasgulla being from Odisha, that is how he will start his answer. And you and Subrata will start with the West Bengal part of it. But no, not. What was the answer that you said? What fills the blank? Rasgulla.
Yeah, I will say dumpling. Yeah, dumpling.
Dumpling. Okay, dumpling. Not dumpling. Okay, Kapinjal, over to you.
Okay. So of course the hint in the question is of course about Rasgulla. Of course it is from West Bengal. There is no doubt about this. There is absolutely no doubt about this. Is from Bengal only. But my answer here would be South Korea and China must be in some kimchi war. My answer is a kimchi.
It is the kimchi war. China's claim, which has been filed in the ISO for Pao Kai, is remarkably similar to kimchi, and it is a pickled vegetable. That's why I put the pickle word into that to kind of point you towards the answer. It is being called the kimchi war because for South Korea, kimchi is their national dish. It has, if I'm not mistaken, a UNESCO World Heritage intangible or food tag to it as well. So kimchi will get Kapinjal 15 points in addition to that burn which he laid down on the two bongs in this final by saying that they don't really know what they're saying about Rasgullas. But 15 points is what you will carry. Arjun, you're direct. Who else got a...
Bounce points, please.
Okay, 5 and 6. Subrata and Venki also get plus 15, as does Kapinjal. The next direct is for Arjun. I'm looking for two useful features which have been debuted on a very, very commonly used thing or platform or service, call it what you want, in a distinct push towards monetization and business friendliness that has always been on the cards since 2014, whether people wanted to believe it or not. The last few months have seen two new features added to an omnipresent service or offering. The first provided a mobile storefront for businesses to showcase and share their goods so people could easily browse and discover something they would like to buy. The italics is to tell you that it's kind of a clue. Previously, businesses had to send product photos one at a time and repeatedly provide information. Now, customers can see their full offerings right within the service. The other feature allows users to shortlist multiple items from a particular seller and then share it with the seller so that a direct order can be placed. What are the two useful features being described, and on what platform have they recently become operational? It's a platform which, if I may say so, I may be mistaken, but I don't think so. All of us are users. I don't think there is a single exception. All of us are users of this thing, and this thing has recently rolled out two features, one after the other. The italics will tell you what those features are about. So to give you, nobody's bouncing, perfect. To give you a idea of the point system, if this is, for example, the platform is MySpace, and MySpace has rolled out photos and videos. Then if you say MySpace photos and nothing else, you get 8. If you only say MySpace videos, you get 8. So you don't really get a 7. I need two parts in both answers. One part is common, which is the platform. I need the two features.
Is the pound still open?
Pounds is open. I'm closing pounds in 3. Are you pouncing, Rajarshi?
Yes.
Okay. Only Rajarshi is pouncing. I'm closing pounds in 3, 2, and 1. Pounds is now closed. Do we have an ping from Rajarshi? Okay. This is a direct for, I believe, who got the points? Kapinjal got points. So Arjun's direct. Arjun, go for it.
I have no clue what this is, but I'm going to go with WhatsApp, shopping cart, and payment gateway.
Okay. Moving on to Venki.
Okay. I'll say WhatsApp catalog.
Okay.
And WhatsApp cart.
Okay. Which will get you the full 15. 8 points to Arjun for saying cart, which is yes, cart was there in the answer. So this is WhatsApp catalogs. That's the red highlighted part. And WhatsApp cart or add to cart. So 15 points to 6. Venki at 6. 8 points to Arjun at 1. And the next question on the pounds, I got a minus. So there's a minus 10 to Rajarshi, who said Amazon virtual checkout and store browsing. So unfortunately, not the platform. WhatsApp is something that all of us definitely are on because I added you to the group for Christ's sakes. Next question, which is the second last question of this counterclockwise round. We will take a short 5 to 6 minute break while I generate the pin and I send it to you for the buzzers. This is a direct for Subrata because Venki got the full 15. In the late 2000s, a scandal involving the highest offices of the Roman Catholic Church, in italics, so you can take the clue if you want, saw Bishop Joseph Galante of the Diocese of Camden, New Jersey, being implicated in accusations of conspiring to sell off half of his diocese's shuttered church properties to an Italian real estate developer. A New York Post article originally broke the story. It was titled "A Deal with the Devil." However, the financial skullduggery-laden controversy was quickly dubbed the blank-blank scandal, aptly punning upon the entity involved. So the hyphenated part is pronounced as one word. It is just hyphenated because that is exactly how it is known as when you write it, but it is read as one word. What made-up word or term fills the blank? And you can take a clue from the clue that has been given in the question.
Made up as it's an imaginary place.
Made up word or term. So they made it up simply to describe this. But yes, it puns upon something, a word that already exists for the entity that was ultimately involved. As I have always said, the blanks in my questions are always indicative of the length of the word. I'm closing pounds in 3, 2, and 1. This is a question for Subrata.
Okay, so I am guessing that. Okay, so I am guessing that since the Roman Catholic Church is involved,
okay,
this is the Vatican Palace scandal.
So you are saying that Vatican-Palace scandal, and that is Vatican Palace is pronounced as one word, like I said.
Yeah, so basically the Pope lives in Vatican, and they say usually scandals happened in palaces. So instead of saying all of that, so they're saying Vatican scandal, Vatican Palace scandal.
Venki is doing an ayyo amma, what have I done, holding his head in his hands, because he's the last person it is going to come to. And like it always does in any exciting quiz, it has just struck him how simple this answer was. Going across to Rajiv.
Rajiv is pounced.
Oh, Rajiv is pounced. Okay. Rajarshi.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it simple. I will say this is the Church Gate scandal. From Church and
scandal. Okay,
from
so
Church and
the Western
Watergate.
line ends there. Church Gate scandal. Going to Kapinjal. It is Rajesh pounced, is it? It is Rajesh.
Well, just guess it's a church
I didn't
maid.
bounce. Rajiv would have bounced.
Church maid scandal.
Sorry, go ahead.
Meghashyam, I pounced, Rajiv. It was to me, no?
Got it. That's why I skipped you. I was just confirming with Arva that you had pounced. Because I'm not looking at that screen. Yes, this is for Kapinjal now. Rajarshi said Church Gate scandal.
Yeah, he said church gate, I would say church maid.
Church maid. Okay, Arjun. Venki has pounced?
No. I haven't. I missed pouncing.
And you are now waiting for Arjun to miss like a vulture on the plains of the Serengeti.
I mean, I have a guess. I hope it's right.
Arjun, it's a pass question, so I need you to take a guess.
Yeah, go. I pass.
Okay, Venki.
Okay. The most famous scandal we know is Watergate. The rock on which the Vatican Church was built was St. Peter. So I'm going to say this is Petergate.
Petergate. This was a direct for Subrata.
I will take a non-com thing. Now I realize.
Who is this?
Subrata.
Subrata, take a non-com guess.
So it is Vatican, not Vatican.
Is correct. It is the Vatican scandal because it was a scam related to the Vatican. It is the Vatican scandal. Nobody on the bounce getting it. Rajiv pounced and got it wrong. So that's unfortunately a -10 on the penultimate anti-clockwise question. But there's a full buzzer round to come. And
What did Rajiv guess?
He guessed Vati leaks. I think leaks is 5 letters, Vati is 4 letters, so even that wouldn't fit, but whatever. It was a good guess, like WikiLeaks, Vati leaks. Moving on, nobody got this, so it will go back to Subrata. This is a question for you. Open on the pounds for everybody. This is the J7 Rio, a revolutionary airplane with a monocoque laminated wood body, which was the first airplane ever to fly with an enclosed cabin. One of the most beautiful airplanes of its time, it met every possible test, including passenger flights over mountain ranges, flying through heavy storms without damage, etc. However, tragically, during the return leg of a demo flight for the director of the National Park Service, who was visiting Yosemite National Park, I know how to pronounce it, unlike the President of the United States, the plane's wings snapped off one after the other, killing all on board in the crash that resulted. This is the tragic story. What did the letter J in the plane's name stand for? This is a direct for Subrata. I'm keeping it's a very, very simple answer to type in, because no explanation. So 5 seconds only if anybody is pouncing. Nobody seems to be pouncing. Going to be an oh-ho moment when the answer comes out. 3, 2, and 1. Pounce is now closed. Subrata, all yours.
There is no business connect with J and anything, right? I mean, it's just a normal word.
I'm not saying anything other than what is in the question. We will discuss the connects after the answer is revealed and everybody can decide on their own.
Okay. 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 So I am guessing that the J stands for James Cash Penny. That is the
James Cash Penny, which is abbreviated to JC Penny. Rajiv.
Yeah.
K stands for justice.
Justice and the American way. Okay, if M stands for murder, J stands for justice. Rajarshi.
No idea on this one. I'll guess JP Morgan.
JP Morgan. Kapinjal.
Justice.
Justice, that's what Rajiv said. Arjun.
Oh.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. That's a very, very nice. The Swallow Sidecar Company. Nice answer, but no. Venki.
Okay, completely random guess. I have no idea. Since it was very beautiful and all that, and very luxurious, it was meant to invoke a sense of jealousy. So maybe the J stood for jealous or jealousy.
J stands for jealousy. This was Subrata's question, and to answer Subrata's, please decide whether this has a brothers and not the brothers. One of them was the pioneer.
They moved to this after he died, right?
J7 was the Jacuzzi 7 Rio. Yes, and he was one of the people who died in that crash. And in fact, if that had been successful, that was one of the last flights before they set up an airline of their own with the planes that they had built. And slight lead kind of thing. And I think second position is Arjun with 103. 3 points behind on 100 is Kapinjal. So nobody's game there. 45 for Rajarshi. I think he picked up two unfortunate negatives on pounds. 80 for Rajiv at number 4. 110 for Subrata, who's currently in the lead at this point. And 85 for Venki with 8 questions on the buzzer to go. Plus 20, minus 20, a quick 5 to 6 minute break. You can mute yourself, stay on the call, bio break, water, tea, whatever. I will be sending, WhatsApping to you the game code, buzzin.live, which I will also mention is what you point your device to. I will also take a quick bio break and we will get back.
Meghashyam, one clarification. We have to type in the answer, is it?
No, not at all. This is a buzzer round. The app is for buzzing.
Okay, so you'll show the question on this. You have to show the question on this screen.
I will be showing the question on screen. None of the questions have text on the operative slide. Before the slide comes up, I will tell you what is expected roughly, and then I'll show you the visual. You buzz on the app. I see the order of buzzing, and then I will tell you which one of you has to answer. So that is the way that we will follow.
One buzz or 2 buzzes allowed if the second...
Yes, I will show you the rules so that you can ruminate on that. Not 2, all 6 of you can buzz potentially. So because the buzzer buzzin.live allows you to do that. Plus 20, minus 20 for the first one, plus 15, minus 15 for the next, plus 10, minus 10, and then the remaining 3 will be just plus 5, minus 5, provided the first people get it wrong, right? Yeah. So that is how we will go. I will leave you on this slide. 5 to 6 minutes, quick break for everybody while I get the game pin and we will come back. So please stay with us. Guys, I'm sending the game pin to you. You will receive it. Just go to buzzin.live and enter that game pin and stay there.
Yeah, how are you sending it? One-on-one, is it?
It will be in the group. It will be in the group.
Okay.
It's the same pin for everybody, so that you join the same game.
Any points for joining early before the others? Buzzer points. Buzzer point.
Because Rajiv, I think you and I are not going to make too many points with the buzzer now.
By the time I read the first line,
Correct.
it'll be done.
It'll be gone. Correct. So I think.
Come on, one can win the entire quiz in this round. It seems 20 cross 8 is 160.
Megashyam is learned from Derek O'Brien. Till the last question, with anybody's game, it should be. So.
-20 is too much of a risk to take, right? I mean,
No, but what happens because of these stakes, the guys who are trailing typically come ahead. That used to happen in his quiz. If you're losing, just hit 4 of them, maybe you'll like. And then he will manipulate also. Even if your answer is wrong, he'll say, "ठीक है, चलो दे दो point." So that in the end, last question determines. But he was a good showman.
Okay, Rajashri has also joined the buzzer thing. So give me 1 minute while I put the buzzer round up on screen via PPT. Please hold on. The instance
and Videshi Kani.
भारत भाग्य विधातु
हम उसके काबिल नहीं हैं. Like Rasgulla, Videsh has become Videsh now. So क्या करें?
Yeah.
This will be called being subjected to government. This is the low type. Unbound the UK and no part points.
After that, they cannot do it.
So after that, the thing is 2002. We don't really care.
Yeah.
I actually had a very similar algebraic for X.
Okay. And till what date or so pounds? So Kapinjal and Rajiv have pounds. Arjun, all yours.
2001 and Arthur C. Clarke.
I'm wondering what's happening.
Are you sharing something?
He's playing back the recording.
No. Somebody is watching the live stream, I think. I am just putting up the PPT. Give me 1 second.
I was wondering why I have not pounced on such an easy one. I know 2001 Space Odyssey.
I guess it's Kapinjal who is pouncing. He is not on mute.
Correct.
No, I'm not doing anything.
No, this is old recording. Yeah, this is just pulling.
Exactly. See, I'm just with my buzz thing.
Okay, we believe you. It says timer 30 seconds. I hope I'm in the same game that you guys are. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was showing timer 10 seconds some time back.
Now it's become
For me, they are giving me 30 seconds because old man. So.
Age before beauty, Rajiv.
Yeah. And pearls before swine and all. Meghashyam, because of you, my Ender Bender team is in trouble. Yeah, the quiz has started there, and
So you guys are doing BQC Independent today?
yeah, it's 9 p.m. it seems.
Who's the rest of your team?
Naveen, it's general, randomly distributed. But I just got a ping saying, where are you? It's generally distributed, but they are all very serious. till the beer hits at around 12. So after that.
Yeah.
Three weekends in a row. We had one last week, and this week, and next week.
Nice.
There are some people doing physical gatherings also. Don't tell Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, but it's happening. Night curfew वगैरह लगा है क्या night curfew? There is a night curfew.
Maharashtra has night curfew. Karnataka has done a full U-turn and said no more night curfew. So.
I mean, they're getting conflating some immoral activities with Corona. Yeah.
And not able to get it clear in their head as to what is.
तो अपॉर्चुनिटी है, चलो लव जिहाद का एक रूल लगा दो, एक रात को बदमाशी नहीं करने का रूल लगा दो. This is a dictator's dream come true, yeah. This kind of situation. जो मर्जी रूल जब मर्जी लगाओ.
But that is anyway happening for 6 years now, right? So
no, but now we are all praising also, no? Saying कि क्या दूरदर्शिता है and all that. बर्तन बजाओ, कोरोना भगाओ, फिर
Whoever is listening in on this call, we don't support what Subrata said.
Yeah, we'll give you.
Whoever else is listening in, please.
Yeah, one advantage of giving away Subrata to those elements will be suddenly leader हट जाएगा, so we can fight properly. Shit, man, that Vati leaks, I misread the question. Yeah. Didn't see the blanks also. Otherwise, Vatican was easier. And I figured out it is Vati something.
Yeah, I went to Vatican, but then I suddenly went to. I thought it didn't strike me that you should separate the two. The only after
hyphen to डाला है ना, hyphen to डाला बीच में.
No, the hyphen was two separate words. I did not. I mean, that same word needs to be broken that I did not get. But everyone went to Vati leaks. Then somebody said that church gate. I thought church gate was the answer.
But anyway, he said the highest place. So Vatican to more or less given. It's only a matter of what you do with it. But there's one thing. There are two, if you notice, not just this quiz. Most quiz, 20-30% of the content is on punning. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, that is to remove Googling mostly.
Not necessarily. Even like the way the questions are being picked in several other quizzes, like Rajiv said.
No, it is not only this business quiz. It has been happening for years now.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that trend really. This is not quizzing. This is wordplay and English check ho raha hai, right? It's a different skill being checked. It's not a knowledge being checked. Whether you can make Vatican out of Vati. I am not expected to read these news items. Jacuzzi is a proper business question.
Yeah,
that's the kind of question.
Jacuzzi was a bad miss actually. I knew that part, but I did not know that it was related to this plane.
The thing is that we still, all of us went on the wordplay route, which, beauty, justice, all that kind of stuff. The fact is that it was a proper question, which deserved our due consideration. Hey.
So what Rajiv is saying is that all of a sudden, unexpectedly, a proper question came.
Yeah. No, I'm saying compared to Vatican, you throw it in today, you forget it tomorrow. Nobody will ever ask that. But this Jacuzzi question will do its rounds over the next few years. It's one for the ages. Six questions, is it, Meghashyam?
8, 160 points somebody can score. I am hoping that my end score doesn't read minus 50.
How does it matter? ₹250 to pocket mein hai. Right?
There was a very yesterday I went to a quiz. There was a very convoluted question in which I worked out parts which were not needed. So they said that, the name of the founder is 10 holes in German, right? So I translated that and I got Zenlock. But then what do you do with the Zenlock? I mean, I know German, so I could 10 and hole are coming, 10 Zen and Loscher, right? So, but then what do you do with the Zenlock? And then the idea was that Zenlock is the founder of Bourbon biscuits. It is. But then I was like, but it is a very nice question. I did not know. I always thought that Bourbon was
on the Bourbon biscuit.
10 holes on
the
the
Bourbon biscuit. Yeah. Nice one. Yeah. I was thinking of Bourbon whiskey and getting little puzzled. Abhi ender bender ka time aa gaya.
Correct time of the night to think.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. You've been extraordinarily patient. Is everybody in? Everybody from the buzzer now? Okay, so we're going to do a quick buzzer check. So when I finish asking a simple one-line question, just give me the answer and then we will move on. So what is the middle name? Just buzz basically on your buzzers. What is the middle name of the mascot of Chuck E. Cheese? Okay, so I see that everybody except Kapinjal has buzzed, right? Kapinjal, okay, Kapinjal has also buzzed. Can all of you see the order on your screens? Rajiv, Venki, Arjun, Rajarshi, Subrata, and Kapinjal, right?
Yes.
So this is how it will work, plain and simple.
Where will you see that?
I only saw the top three.
Only the top three comes.
I'm clearing buzzers now. 8
But
questions.
where do you see
all
it?
on the
Where do you
buzzer.
see it?
No, anyway,
There is no text. in
Just below the
question.
button, brother.
All of them are images, but I will explain on the buzzer, for fingers on the buzzer slide, what I expect roughly. If
Just a
everybody
second.
is
I
ready-
just cleared the. Just a second. I just somehow removed that thing. I was just trying to. I could not see the name, so I was trying to.
Subrata, it is
unzoom.
gone for everybody. It's okay. Let.
No. I came out of the game. I was trying to unzoom it because I did not see any name.
No
So
problem. Can you just join the same game?
Yeah.
Open kar de.
Maybe it's the best thing to do. No negatives, yeah. Hey, Meghashyam, you need to initialize Rajarshi.
Sorry,
Okay,
what
it's
was
saying
that?
currently full.
I'm talking about that.
It is saying the game is currently full.
Yeah.
Useful.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I had accidentally minimized the volume. I couldn't hear what anybody was saying. So
I'm saying I am trying to join in. It is saying currently full. Game is currently full.
Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Now try.
Now
Try it now.
No, it is still saying game is currently full. See? Able to see?
1 minute.
Something happened. I was not able to see the name, so I thought unzooming it, but then unzooming doesn't happen.
Not a problem. Wait. Try now. Try joining in now.
Please, okay.
Are you able to join in now?
No. Hold on. Let me come again.
Are you typing 372892?
Yeah.
What that is the game.
No, not a problem. Wait.
Game you're trying is currently full. It is saying.
Now the game has ended. I think we start all over again. We should all get it.
No, I did it. 1 more. Okay. Please take down the code.
Bolo.
I'm putting it in the.
Is there a new code now? Okay.
Yeah.
Because Subrata was not able to join, no?
Okay.
Just go to buzzin.live and put in join game and put in this.
Okay, I'm in.
Yes, Subrata, Rajiv, Venki are in.
7, 6, 8, 2. Yeah. I'm in as well.
Okay. I see Subrata, Rajiv, Venki, Kapinjal, Arjun, Rajarshi. Okay, cool. So now please don't go off. Be there. I'm clearing the buzzers and we will move on. 8 questions all on the buzzer. Everybody can buzz, and if the first person or second person gets it wrong, in order, plus 20, minus 20, and then so on. Last 3 are plus 5 and minus 5. No part points on the buzzer. I need the exact answer.
So all 6 can go for it.
Yes, and the first I will call out. So don't, even if you see yourself first, please wait. I will call out from my screen. Yeah, fingers on your buzzers. What is going to come up is a logo, and I need you to tell me this is a venture belonging to which individual. Your answer will be the name of an individual, and you will tell me who it belongs to. That's all. The name of an individual is your answer. Fingers on your buzzers. Nobody seems to have buzzed. So I will tell you that it is extremely... Okay, Rajarshi has buzzed, Rajiv has buzzed. We are going to stop this now and give Rajarshi a chance to answer. Rajarshi, individual.
Yeah. Guessing by the number 23, it's Kobe Bryant.
Number 23, so Kobe Bryant. Next is Rajiv Rai. Rajiv, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, so I'm saying Michael Jordan.
Okay. Plus 15 to Rajiv, minus 20 to Rajarshi. This is Michael Jordan's golf club, which is called Grove. 23, of course, in Roman numerals. Kobe also, but the original 23 will remain Michael Jordan.
So I would have said Michael Jordan even if I was the first guy. So
because we belong to that generation.
Yeah, that era.
This is the where he bought that beer via that drone, right? The bad.
That is correct. That is correct. This is where beer and snacks were delivered throughout the course by drone recently. So that's a plus 15 to Rajiv, minus 20 to Rajarshi. Buzzers are clear. Fingers on your buzzers. The next image is a personality whose face I have blanked out. Your answer will have 2 parts. One will be the name of the personality, and the second, and let me say this is very important, I need both parts. The second is I need an explanation, 1 or 2 lines of why this personality, what this personality is wearing, and why is this personality wearing that thing. Okay? Got it? 2 parts. One is the name of the personality whose face is blanked out. And the second part, both need to be correct. What is this personality wearing and why? Okay? If nobody buzzes, I'll keep on giving clues. This is the question. Nobody has buzzed yet. So this is a very, very famous individual. Very famous. In fact, we've all had a chance to look at those beautiful pins of this individual when by means of an image which is iconic and which supposedly happened by accident, but we all know now that it was staged. And it's an iconic image. It's an iconic black and white image in which we see the face of the individual also, but we see these extremely toned and good-looking legs of this personality in that photo, which was taken in New York. That photo which I'm talking about as a clue, a black and white photo in which we see the legs of this individual. The photo says supposedly it was taken by mistake, but that billowing thing did not happen by accident. Arjun has buzzed, Rajiv has buzzed. So I'm going to give Arjun a chance to answer first.
I'm going to go with Marilyn Monroe. The iconic picture you're talking about is her above the grates where the wind comes up and it blows the skirt up. That is
which was the
Marilyn
clue I was
Monroe.
trying to give you, are saying, okay? But I still need this picture. What she's wearing.
So she's wearing a potato sack. Like what they would use to transport from farms.
Okay.
This is for Idaho potatoes, which is like their equivalent of the GI, Idaho potatoes, like for the farmers in Idaho.
That was her showing support for Idaho potato GI. Goes to Rajiv, that's a -20 to Arjun, who got some things here and there from a clue, but not the answer I'm looking for. Rajiv.
Can I request the others to go on mute, please? I'm getting a lot of
please
sounds in
put
the background.
everybody on mute except Rajiv. Rajiv Rai. Yes, Rajiv.
So, Marilyn Monroe, and on the sets of the movie, I don't know which one was it, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. No. Anyway, that doesn't matter. On the set of the movie where the grate and that billowing skirt, that was it. Out here, she is wearing a potato sack.
Okay.
And the idea was that, she wanted to prove that, you can be sexy even in a potato sack, and there's nothing negative about it, and it is, something that...
What is your address again, Rajiv, where you stay? I want to come across and do one Sashtang Pranam there.
Okay.
This is Marilyn Monroe in a potato sack, like Arjun said, but this is not for Idaho potatoes. Somebody once told her that the fashion that you wear, the haute couture that you wear, is what makes you sexy, is what makes you beautiful. So she said, challenge accepted. I will show you that one can be sexy in a potato sack as well. Beautiful, beautiful answer by Rajiv. I think once I gave the billowing skirt clue, Marilyn Monroe was pretty much obvious. But the exact explanation is that she said, if you say that I'm only sexy because of haute couture, because of fashion, I'll show that I can be sexy in a potato sack as well. -20 to Arjun, afsos, I'm very sorry. +15 to Rajiv. I am clearing the buzzers, resetting them. Fingers on your buzzers. Next question. I'm going to show you 2 extracts which pertain to the same thing. I want you to tell me 2 things. One, what is this relating to? A very, very famous thing from identity and branding is what this thing relates to. And more importantly, and this is important, more importantly, what is the name of the entity which has been blanked in red from both these images? They are all on the same slide. There are extracts of documents, basically. I want you to tell me, one, what very, very famous thing to do with identity or branding do these relate to? And most importantly, what is the entity which has been blanked in red from both documents, right? Same entity. So fingers on your buzzers. Here's your question. Nobody has buzzed yet. Rajarshi has buzzed.
I have buzzed.
Venki has buzzed. Arjun has buzzed. So Rajarshi, unmute yourself. Both answers, please.
Yeah, so this is basically Roger Federer getting back his RF logo.
Okay.
And basically because he was signed with Uniqlo, the rights to the logo was with Nike.
Okay.
Okay, and so
I can see that it says somewhere that there is a Nike or something, I think. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So the blank is Roger Federer.
Okay. Both black, red is Roger Federer, and this is to do with the RF mark
logo,
which he got back from
yeah.
Nike. Next in line to buzz was Venki. We'll go across to Venki. That's a -20.
Sorry, what else do you want, Meghashyam?
What is blanked out in red from both places? And while I was asking the question, I did say the name of the entity that is blanked out in red.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's Roger Federer's entity itself.
I will go across to Venki now. Venki, your question. -20 to RC, unfortunately.
Damn, I had asked this question on NNP and I forgot.
Oh, okay. Venki, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Just thinking of roughly the same thing. So the iconic silhouette RF logo from the world of branding. The entity I will say is
Subrata is quietly smiling away into the camera at the thought of this harakiri that is going on around him. But Venki, you want to give me a name, entity, proper noun?
I will say the ATP.
Okay. Last buzz is Arjun. Minus 15 to Venki as well. Arjun, please unmute yourself and give me an answer.
Yeah, I don't know the entity.
So I will unfortunately have to give you a minus 10 there because you had buzzed. I'm going to clear the buzzers because nobody else had buzzed. This is the easy part was, of course, this is the RF logo. The entity which controls most of Roger Federer's non-tennis or non-game related things is called Tenro Holdings, which stands for Tennis Roger. And the RF mark has been assigned by Nike, not to Uniqlo, not to Federer, but to Tenro Holdings. So Tenro was the answer that I was looking for, Tenro AG, but Tenro would have given you points. Clearing the buzzer, fingers on your buzzers. Next question, halfway stage at this quiz. What you will see are about 5 images on screen. All of them are scattered. All of these things that you will see are scattered throughout Arizona and Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Arizona for sure, because Arizona has certain laws in place to make sure that this kind of a thing is done. You just have to tell me what are these things that you see on screen which are there because of a compulsory mandatory legislation. It is mandatory to have these things and not anything else. Fingers on your buzzers. I need a general 2-3 keywords in the answer. What exactly are these things that you will see scattered throughout Arizona? All of them are, the answer is the same. There is a government legislation that says that these things have to be there. This is how a certain thing has to be done. You cannot simply just go around spoiling the landscape. If you want to put up something, this, okay, Venki has buzzed, so I will not say anything more. Anybody can buzz in the meanwhile while I close buzzes. Venki, all yours.
I just desperate buzz. Okay, I'll say, the regulation being that if you are building like a motel or a hotel or some such thing, you will be taking up land and putting up concrete structure, etc. So to balance out for the environment, there is a minimum amount of greenery that you will have to plant as the constructor or owner of that building. So this is these are those structures.
Is buzzing closed now, right? I can get a non-com guess.
You can, if you want, you can buzz also, but because I hadn't said anything more. But yes, now I'm closing buzz. Subrata, non-com, you can take a guess.
Yeah, so I am guessing that this is for those, wire lines that you set up, right? So for long wires, right? And basically they say that you cannot do that because that looks bad, and maybe because of that they are camouflaging it with like something like this.
Okay, so they say you have to plant trees if you want to put up wires.
These are not trees actually. If you look into these are, those copper lines only, and they have just camouflaged it or something using those leaves. That is what I thought.
You made out that these are not trees, these are tall structures there because of a regulation, and yet you didn't buzz for the most obvious part. If you look at the right-hand picture, right-hand bottom picture, the top of that, you will see that those leaves or branches are unlike anything you've ever seen on a tree. But you have seen those kind of vertical things on mobile phone towers. So these are actually mobile phone towers camouflaged as fake trees. They're not real trees. And there is a company or two which actually is in the business of making various vegetation which looks like a tree, as realistic as possible. So on the left, you will see that cactus at the bottom. That is also a fake tree containing a mobile phone tower. And all of these are fake trees, and if you see those vertical, even in the middle picture, there are some horizontal branches, but at the top where the signal transmitters are there, all of them are vertical. So minus 20 to Venki on that brave buzz that he took for hotels needing to have some certain vegetation in place. Clearing the buzzer and moving on, question number 5. I'm going to show you a picture of two gentlemen. This is perhaps the first ever picture of these two gentlemen with their most famous product. I want you to tell me just one proper noun. These are the co-founders or the creators of what iconic thing which is also a brand. And I definitely need a brand name in your answer. Fingers on your buzzers. Two people and a black and white photo, so pretty old, along with the very first time that they made something which has gone on to achieve iconic status in the world of branding, and most importantly in stuff that we use. It's a very, very iconic thing. Since nobody has buzzed, I'll give another clue. The thing that you see in the foreground is what they made together. But we do not see this thing in this present form because one of their well-wishers who used to look upon their business said that in the state that you live in, the US state that you live in, it is so cold that having this bare bones thing will not do. You need to put some padding on that, mate. And that is what they did. And all across the world, when it comes to comfort and when it comes to relaxing, Venki has buzzed, Rajiv has buzzed. Venki it is who will get it first shot. Venki, all yours. No, buzzing is now closed.
The lazy boy recliner chair.
Yes, you lazy boy. This is the first orange crate wood. They made it out of the wood from an orange crate. And this is actually how the first ever lazy boy looked. And one of their well-wishers told them, nobody is going to use these because of the cold. You put a lot of padding on it. And that is how those iconic lazy boys get their appearance. Extremely crucial buzz by Venki, plus 20 to him. Rajiv is cursing his luck.
I knew this for so long. I thought, और कोई नहीं buzz कर रहा है.
Okay, so we will move on.
Can you give the scores, please? Can you give the scores?
Yes, we will give you a look at the scores. Right now, with that frenetic buzzing, there is a really, really nice battle going on. I will again go from 1 to 6. 73 for Arjun, 100 for Kapinjal, who has done nothing in this round and come to striking spot of winning. 5 to Rajarshi, who was very, very brave in those initial stages, but unfortunately wrong answers. 70 to Venki, who has clawed back those two questions which went on the minus. But locked in a battle for first place with nothing between them. 110 apiece. The young Turk, Subrata, the old warhorse, Rajiv Rai, 110 apiece. 60 points to go if you maximize them, still to come. And if you don't, then the others get a chance. These then are your scores. Fingers on your buzzers. What is going to come up on screen next is a collection of photos. And all these, except the one at the right bottom corner. So the one at the right bottom corner is the response by the brand to all the images that you will see on the slide. So
Sean, the buzzer needs to be refreshed.
Sorry?
The buzzer needs to be refreshed.
No problem. I refreshed it. On the right-hand bottom of your screen will be the official image which the brand finally came out with and saying, take it and go. You are making so many official fun versions. This is the official version. All the other pictures are crowdsourced things which social media came up with. Once somebody said that, I really wonder what something would look like. What you have to tell me that all of these and the official version are of what thing? Basically, I have taken off a key part of that image, of every image. You need to tell me a brand name and something else associated with it. These are all the bottom parts of what or who? Fingers on your buzzers. So bottom right, if you see with a Christmas tree in the background is the official image that the brand finally came out with, and they put a video saying that please don't mangle our brand any longer. Subrata has buzzed, followed by Rajiv. Subrata, go for it.
So this is the Cheetos mascot.
Okay.
Only the face is visible in the Cheetos mascot. And everybody was guessing how the full body of the Cheetos mascot will look like. And so they recently came up with the, the full body mascot of Cheetos. So this is the official version, is what I guess is.
Okay, the official version of the Cheetos mascot.
Full body. It has never shown the full body.
Yeah, I got it. So the bottom full body of the Cheetos mascot will pass the question to Rajiv.
So this is the Procter Gamble chips brand, which is Mr. Pringles. He has that face with the mustache on the logo. And so people are wondering how he looks like. Is he a beach surfer or is he muscled and rippled? So this is what they have come up with.
And one of it is from Big Hero 6, that one in the center. Beautiful, beautiful answer. Not Cheetos. Cheetos, actually, that cheetah has his entire body. This is the Pringles mascot. John Oliver incorporated. Yeah, sorry?
It says the Pringle man revealed on the SI cover.
Okay. Maybe, but basically, everybody had a look at that. The Pringle mascot is what I was looking at. And everybody, John Oliver came out with a section in which he said, I wonder what he looks like. Does he have body hair? Does he have muscles? Does he have a dad bod? But none of it mattered. And finally, Pringles said that this is what he looks like below that head. The Slenderman image at right top with that bow tie is something I left in deliberately to give you a clue. And something not deliberately left was the Sports Illustrated cover with something.
I wanted to answer Pringles only, but I went into Cheetos.
So minus 20 to Subrata, plus 15 to Rajiv, which was on the second buzz, and which will bring us to the second last.
Sorry, just one question. Subrata, was he the joint leader before this?
Yes, 110.
Lead kar rahe hain. I am third or something.
20, you are plus 15. So there's a 35-point buffer that has opened up. And this is the Pringles mascot, yes. And this is what they said it officially looks like, what he looks like. And this is, it will get you 15 points, Rajiv. Second last question, let me reset buzzers. Fingers on your buzzers. There are 3 images which I'm going to come up, show you on the same screen. They're all part of a campaign, a public service campaign or a campaign to educate people that is being run. I need you to tell me exactly what is the campaign about. What does the campaign say? If you just tell me a keyword, I will not give you points. You need to tell me a keyword and 2 or 3 words more, 3 or 4 words more. If you're clear, fingers on your buzzers. What was this campaign all about? Nobody is buzzing. So basically, this is 3 images selected from. Rajarshi has buzzed, so has Arjun. So I will stop speaking. While they're answering, anybody else is free to buzz. I will stop a buzz after the first answer is given out. Rajarshi, unmute yourself. Tell me what is the campaign all about.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is the importance of wearing a seat belt. They are saved by the seat belt.
Okay, so the importance of wearing a seat belt, in spite of the fact that there are deep abrasion marks caused by seat belts on these extremely dad-bodied people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is a plus 20 to Rajarshi. What they're saying is that the reason why these people are here and alive with these abrasions and not a corpse being photographed is because the seat belt saved them because of that much impact. There's a plus 20 to Rajarshi and a good plus 20 to kind of regain some lost pride. The last question will come up on screen. I'm clearing buzzers now.
Tell the scores one final time.
I will tell you the
You have
score.
won. You have won, Raju. Is it? Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
आप जीत गए हो, टेंशन मत लो आप.
He wants the victory by acclamation also.
No. I'm not into Ghana-fication myself.
I'm kidding. 73 to Arjun, 100 to Kapinjal, 25 to Rajarshi, 125 to Rajiv, 90 to Subrata, who's currently at third position from first, and 70 to Venki, who's currently at position number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Perfect. Fingers on your buzzers.
Second kaun tha? Sorry, just second kya score tha? I missed.
The second is Kapinjal. Kapinjal sitting quietly on 100.
And he can score only 20 more.
Rajiv is opening up food and drink and not going near that buzzer. This is the last question of Sabse Bada Rupaiya, the open business quiz. It is 10:30 on a Saturday night, and I cannot say thanks enough for all 6 of you, everybody else who participated in the LMs and maybe watching on the live stream on YouTube. Thank you so much for being extraordinarily patient and good sports, even though some issues made this quiz overrun it by about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I would have wished to. But having said that, another big thanks to Nambi Rajan Vanamalai also, courtesy whom this is being live streamed to people who are watching. Fingers on your buzzers. The last question of Sabse Bada Rupaiya. There will come up 3 images on screen. All of them are from the same creation of a certain person. I want the name of the person who created what you see on screen. And these are just 3 snapshots from his entire creation. Okay, it's not the full creation. If nobody buzzes, I will tell you the name of the creation and then go on with more clues. Fingers on your buzzers.
So you want the creator or the creation name?
I want the name of the individual.
Okay.
A creator.
Who created it? Okay.
Who created what you will see on screen. Fingers on your buzzers. Here it comes. So this is something. Venki has buzzed, so I will not say anything else. Others can buzz if they think he's going to go wrong. But once he answers, buzzers are closed. Venki, you're on 73. Getting this right will take you to 70. So getting it right will take you to 90. Getting this wrong, let's see. Go for it.
You need a person's name, right? So I will guess D. Uday Kumar, the guy who also more famously created the rupee symbol. He is a Tamilian. These are all Tamil fonts, obviously. And so I will say D. Uday Kumar.
So how many millions are there in a Tamilian? Just kidding. Okay. This is indeed D. Uday Kumar. This is the Sabse Bada Rupaiya quiz. Only fitting that it tribute to the creator of the rupee symbol. This is not 3 different fonts like this guy, like you mentioned, Venki, but I don't really mind. This is a font called Parasakti. Parasakti is a Tamil font which was created by D. Uday Kumar.
Right. No, I didn't mean 3 different fonts. I just said 3 different lines.
It doesn't matter. The creator name was something you gave me. Yeah. Parasakti is the name of the Tamil font he designed before he designed the rupee symbol. And he designed that font because Parasakti is meant to be a more printer-friendly Tamil font and not make the ink overrun and all, because there are a lot of curves and this thing in the entire this thing. 20 points to Venki. And let us take a look at the scores, what we have on screen. Okay, excellent. 25 to Rajarshi, extremely well done. 20 to 25 to Rajarshi. 73 to Arjun, who fought very well till almost 2/3 into the quiz. I think he should be, he and Kapinjal would be the 2 youngest participants in today's quiz. So really, really well done. 90 points apiece to Subrata and to Venki. So they are joint 3rd at this point. We will need to do a tiebreaker for just the 2 of them. 100 points to Subrata, who finishes up Kapinjal, who finishes up with 100, and the second prize to add to his growing list of podiums this past week and a half. Winning this quiz by a fair margin, 2.5 questions if you look at it. 125 to Rajiv Rai, I think in a small way, this will go towards him not feeling too bad about the ender bender that he has missed by staying true to this quiz. Thank you so much, Rajiv. 125 to you. 90 points apiece to Subrata and Venki. So we will do a tiebreaker for them. And what we will do is...
Can we not split the whatever it is and avoid the tiebreaker? Gives that step that is the light.
Of course, if Subrata is okay with it, I think the price is 2,000, 1,750, if I'm 500.
So 875 rupees each, guys.
So 500 plus the fourth prize will make it 750 divided by 2. That's fine with me. So if you guys are okay with it,
yeah. I would rather split.
Great. So congratulations, Rajiv, and congratulations to you, Kapinjal, as well. Rajiv comes first. He is the Sabse Bada Khiladi of today's Sabse Bada Rupaiya quiz. Kapinjal at second. Kapinjal wins 1,000 rupees. Rajiv wins 2,000 rupees cash. Within 24 hours, you'll have your prize money. Venki and Subrata, very fittingly and very sportingly, like Federer said about Nadal at the end of that epic Australian Open final.
Nobody deserved to lose.
That it is too bad that one of us has to lose. Why can't we just split the trophy? So ideally, Venki and Subrata going one better than Federer and Nadal today. They will split that third prize. And lots of claps to the other three as well, the other two as well, Rajarshi and Arjun. Thank you so very much.
I had a small victory speech, but maybe next time.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. And within the next 24 hours, not 48, I will make sure I will individually DM you for your prize monies. Thank you to all 6 of you, everybody who's watching us on the live stream as well. I hope you've enjoyed the quiz. Bouquets and brickbats on DM to me. If you have good things to say, please say them on the group as well. Hoping to come back with a much better technologically run quiz the next time very shortly. Thank you. Good night and God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meghashyam. Terrific quiz. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for so long, and thank you for all the fish. Thank you so much.
Congrats, Rajiv and Kapinjal.
Congratulations to the winners.